Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Daniel. Our producer, Samantha Ann, is here.
Hello.
Thomas.
Let's do Weird Job.
All right, go for it. Tom wanted to do a bit. He called it Weird Job Wednesday. Shaka-ka. Dan really likes it. Tom says that's bullshit. It's another Weird Job Wednesday.
Let me love you. Shaka-ka.
What are you doing? What is your job? Are you neat? Are you tidy? Or are you a fat slob? Do you make lots of money and you sit up in your tower looking down on all the people who are working by the hour? It's a Weird Job Wednesday. Just another Weird Job Wednesday. This really is a beautiful song. Oh yes, it's Weird Job Wednesday. Just another Weird Job Wednesday. Thank you, Tom. Thank you.
Weird Job Wednesday brought to you by Streamline, Florida. Also in California now, the entire state. You can go to Streamline, California if you're looking for mortgages, if you're buying a house, if you want to do a refi, if you want to do I believe it's called a home loan conversion.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a reverse mortgage if you're over 62. While the equity's high in your house.
Florida, California, from east to west, they're the best. It's Streamline, mortgagesolutions.com.
Yeah, so talk to them. They'll do the best thing for you when it comes to the business of your house and mortgages and the equity in your house. Make your house work for you.
Would they? It's a serious question. If I'm talking to Brian or Leo, and I say, "Hey, I want to take out all this money, and I want to buy 2 Corvettes," they're probably going to talk me out of that, right?
I mean, they have nothing.
One
they're
for
not
me,
your business of what you want to do.
one for
You
me,
do whatever
and
you
one
want.
for you, buddy.
They're not your financial advisor.
The second Corvette was for you, buddy.
Yeah, I
It was
mean,
for you.
If if that's what you want to do, who are they to?
They're
going to
make a face, though. I feel like.
No. I
feel like they'd be. I don't know if this
You're
is
an
such
adult.
a good
You
idea.
can do whatever you want with the your own money.
Gotcha. Hey, Rhonda's on the line, everybody. Rhonda, how are you? Help me, Rhonda.
I'll do my best.
So, Rhonda, what's your weird job?
I'm sorry I said that. You probably had every old man in the world has
I was
said
about to
that.
say, that didn't get an old man alarm. Like, what?
Well, Sam's feeling sorry for me because it's hot in here, and she's too hot to even press the
I
button.
can't even think right now.
Yeah,
So
she's sweating over there.
So, what's your weird job?
My weird job is I am a utilization management nurse consultant.
A utilization management nurse consultant. That sounds like you're the mother of nurses.
Or it's a super fancy name for a receptionist at a doctor's office.
wow, rude.
Mean.
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah, if I were
Get
you-
him, Rhonda.
That's what happens.
If I were
That's
you,
what happens. When you
Rhonda,
give me a fancy name, I'm like, salesperson.
Rhonda, if I were you, I would take a stern and spicy sip of my soda water, and I would hang up on this man. Hang up right on this man. Goodbye, sir.
What does that mean?
Well, it means that I work for a company that helps hospitals recoup some of the money that they're losing.
So you fire nurses.
No, not at all.
So you're a
I'm
collections
actually-
agency? What?
What are you?
I review documentation to make sure that it's cool that we kept you in the hospital and that your insurance will pay for it. And if it wasn't, I find a way to make it cool.
Oh, so you're helping people that may or may not have told the right thing or said the right things when they got in there, and then they're in the hospital now, and then somebody's got to pay for this. So you find the ways to facilitate payment for all things hospital?
100%. You just nailed it, Daniel.
All right. So
That sounds
What
like
does that entail?
You have to be creative at times, I would imagine.
Well, mostly it entails sitting in my office, reading charts and making notes and then submitting them to the right people. A couple of weeks ago, I was writing appeal letters on behalf of a hospital, and, I ended up collecting like $50,000 from one of my letters alone. I personally didn't get it, but the hospital got it.
Gotcha.
So, Rhonda, explain to me this, because it seems like, and maybe this is a question for Blanchard, but
Blanchard.
it seems like all insurance nowadays
Is a scam.
Well, every time I
Yes,
hear,
thank you, Rhonda. Rhonda said it.
Yeah.
We know.
Yeah,
Well,
help me, Rhonda.
I'm getting there. Because you have insurance, and then people tell me they're like, oh yeah, if you try to submit that to your insurance, they're going to deny it, but if you have to keep fighting, and they'll eventually pay for it. I'm just like, well, why do I even pay for it? I pay for this insurance.
Right.
This happened to me.
Help.
Why do we have to do the song and dance where they deny it, and then I have to go and fight before?
She'll explain it.
Yeah.
Well, that's because it has been legislated that way. So if you would want easier insurance, then you need to vote for legislators who want Medicare for all.
I voted today.
Oh, God, that's today?
Samantha, thank you for doing your part.
That's today? Oh, I'm too tired. Yeah, I don't care.
Vote!
Hey, whatever you guys want to do is fine.
I just like putting stickers on gas pumps. I don't like going to voting.
I did that all morning. You know how hard it is to do that? And I had to take the other stickers off and put my stickers on.
And I'm like, do I put...
No, there's really no big change. It has to be, insurance is a scam. It is a pyramid. People pay for what they want. Up to 20% of Medicare cases are wrongly denied. So, we need more utilization management nurses to go in and, help do the Lord's work from their offices and drink coffee at their
Help
house.
force the insurance to actually do their jobs and pay for these
Exactly.
bills. Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
do you get any sort of bonus or accolade for collecting...
Oh, do you get like a commission?
bunch of money. You said you collected
headhunter's fee or something.
50,000. Or is it just this is your job, so collect what you can?
Right now, it's a this is your job, collect what you can. But we have been told that down the road, depending on what we're pulling in, that we could definitely do 1% a year.
Man,
see,
but
this is
every
where
time
the
people
problem
are telling me things, though, it's like they never happen.
And also, you give me no incentive to collect anything at this point because if I were you, I would sit back and surf Facebook.
Yeah, and then be like, a little
TikTok.
collecting here, a little collecting there, whatever.
Well, here is the different side of that. I used to be a bedside nurse. I did that for a very long time. And the difference between bedside nursing and what I got paid and what I get paid for hanging out at my house and watering my plants is dramatically different.
Percentage-wise, how much difference would you say?
40% difference.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot more. That's a lot more money to not see grotesque wounds and
Nobody
people,
yells at me.
Yeah.
I haven't
and
seen
people
any
that are
strange
just
wieners.
Yeah,
Nothing.
yeah, and people that are just like, and then just sadness, just overall sadness, right? It's not like it's a happy place.
From talking to my nurse friends, I often forget. Like, I know that the police have to deal with an insane amount of mentally ill people, and I forgot that so do nurses.
Yeah.
like they're all like the mentally ill end up in the hospital a lot, and then
And
you have
want
to
the
deal
number
with
three?
them.
You want number 3? Show me libraries. Ding. They get a lot of them too. Yeah.
But I think nurses get more mentally ill.
Oh yeah.
Well, where do you think your crazy family goes after Nana dies? They, start punching each other in the ICU waiting room.
Yeah, because you guys aren't seeing her fast enough, but they don't realize there's nothing you guys can do.
Well,
They're just demanding you guys see her first, and then they get into a little dust-up.
And nobody wants to see their grandma like that.
Right.
And then I feel like
Even if you're wearing a salt light hat.
society,
Exactly.
You don't want to see that.
like
Even
society,
if you're wearing a salt light hat.
like even cops and society in general, like there's someone laying on the ground and they're yelling and they poop themselves. And then everybody's like, "What? We gotta get him out of here!
No,
like, just take him to the hospital!" And then just take all these people to the
I
hospital.
just want to leave them there.
And then because
And just move around them.
we're like, we need to get these people somewhere. They
just
take 'em to-
pretend like it's not happening.
and then they have to go through the hospital system and then bother all you guys, and it seems like a nightmare.
It is.
So back to collecting money here. So
Way better than pooping.
now, is it more work now that a lot of people have like government insurance? How does that work? I feel like it's hard to get money from the government insurance, or does that all go through some private? How does that work?
Like healthcare financing in general, or Well, there's different branches. There's Medicare, Medicaid, and private insurance. Medicare is for old people and anyone getting dialysis, and Medicaid is for people on government services and women and children who need services, and then private insurance.
You know, I know
I
know what a care is when people say Medicare. I'm like, that makes sense. But what's a CAID?
The CAID is for, poor people.
Yeah, but what's a CAID? Care is you care about.
Called, that's just what it's called.
Aid?
Is Medicaid.
Medic.
Yeah, it's just
and
Medicaid.
then the C is on the end of medic, and the aid.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a dumb name.
What I'm asking, Rhonda,
Stupid.
is I know there's different, like people, they hear about some fancy insurance that someone has.
I want fancy insurance.
And then they're like, oh, yeah, they pay.
Yeah.
And then you get the really bad, low cost
deductible, like
government insurance, and they're like, oh, they don't pay nothing. And so I imagine that when you're looking over like claims, and then you got someone on bottom barrel government, like as cheap as it comes insurance,
basic,
that you're like, well, they're not going to pay nothing. And then you have some sort of super fancy what, a Geico, or I mean, what's
Blue Cross?
No, Blue Cross.
I
cheap one.
I write and fight every letter like someone owes me money. I don't care where it's going.
Gotcha. So you approach them all about the same.
I approach them all the same.
And is there any tricks that you use?
Yeah.
Or is it just if you write a letter, they're forced to then go through the second step of the process once they denied it the first time, and then
it's just the way it works.
Yeah. Like it's just a simple
it's the process.
numbers
you have to
game.
respect the process.
It is just a numbers game. So if you do a second level appeal, it's just rearranging some words and hoping somebody reads it with a kinder eye.
Yeah.
So is it?
And even the chat room is saying, because I think maybe you were under the misconception that like a Blue Cross Blue Shield is a low-level insurance, but it's not.
I mean, there is low-level ones.
Sure, for every provider, I mean, like, just because they're the provider doesn't necessarily, your coverage can vary depending on whatever.
It's an industry that has confused me my entire life.
Me too.
And I think
it benefits them.
I'll never understand. I'll never understand it. It seems like I pay way too much. I get nothing. I'm just like, I don't even want this.
Insurance, taxes, these are all things that the confusion benefits the people asking, right?
Statistically, it's I'm paying way too much for cancer insurance. You know what I'm saying?
You have cancer insurance? Do I have cancer insurance?
You have cancer insurance?
No, I mean that's all it's good for. It's good for a catastrophe.
Oh, you have like critical, if anything catches on fire, they'll kind of throw some water at you.
Yeah.
Insurance.
No, well, that's what it
if I have
seems like.
Cancer, don't set me on fire, for the love of God.
I'm just saying,
it might burn the cancer.
It seems like it's only good for some sort of
emergency,
like I get in a car
That's
accident or cancer. And all the other stuff I pay out of pocket, $5,000 a year out of my pocket before they kick in anything. So I'm just
unfortunately, it's because you're a small business owner and your wife is a small business owner, and neither of you are attached to a large corporation who can get like huge discounts on great plans.
That seems fair.
Yeah,
I know, right?
That's the answer.
I
have
know.
for you.
It's absolutely correct.
Should be the other way around. Musicians have been saying this for years. It's like right when you get to the time where you're a famous musician is when you get all your instruments and all the stuff that you need to play for free. Mm-hmm. But you can afford it.
Right.
It doesn't work well. It's backwards.
So, Rhonda, let's say on a standard day, how much actual work do you do? Because you said you work from home, right?
Uh-huh.
So,
what kind of work are we talking?
Walk us through your day.
I'm saying sitting in front of your computer, typing out an email, like engaged work. I'm not talking about like you're walking around, you're cooking your breakfast, you're thinking about. I'm talking about fingers on the keyboard,
knocking out some,
talking on the phone with some insurance provider,
handling some business.
Yeah.
4.5 hours a day.
All right.
That's awesome. That is fantastic.
That's
my God. I take bowel movements that are about that long.
And that means 2 hours.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
honestly, when I worked in the hospital, I used to try and poop as much as I could at work because they paid me so little. So I feel like I'm making up for it now.
I used to do that at the radio station. I go poop a lot there.
Yeah, it's one of the benefits that we'll see. We'll see a migration. We've already seen it, but people are gonna rather work from home, work for themselves, because in other instances, if you're on camera in a uniform, you are working every minute of the day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or at least
Or if
standing,
they track you.
pretending to
when
work.
you're signed in
You're
to
either
your
working
computer.
or
That's how
pretending
they
to
used to
work.
do me at Walgreens.
Yeah. Like if you're in the Amazon warehouse, they got a beeper on you, and
You're wearing a hairnet.
and
They're
you're
checking
peeing
your
in a
purse.
bucket.
Yeah, they're reaching in your bum.
Yeah. So
They're checking your bum.
You want to be at home pretending to work like
everybody
Rhonda
else.
and everybody else that works from home. My buddy the Wizard, everybody.
A lot of doctors, telemedicine. They're just from their house.
And then you're setting your own schedule. You don't have to commute anywhere. Like all that.
It is the only way to live.
Yeah. And then Rhonda, you the people you work for probably love you, and they're like, Rhonda's a go-getter.
She's the best.
Yeah, she's a go-getter. She gets all of her work done. I'm even nice to people sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah. So like you can do less than you're doing now
Yeah.
and still
definitely.
ride it out.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
the precedent's already
definitely.
set. So you can like have a lax week, have a couple of weeks, because you've already set the precedent that you're a hard worker. So how much money do you make?
Do you want hourly or a year?
Year, because I can't do the math
This
hourly.
is Tom's
Oh,
department.
okay.
I don't understand,
Okay.
but when someone tells me they make like $20 an hour or like 25 or if I don't even know what that translates.
many hours?
It's like, is that good? It seems good.
Yeah.
Seems awesome.
Do you want to guess? Do you want to guess first?
Yeah, I'll guess. I think you
Okay.
make $78,000 a year.
Okay.
I'm going
Thomas?
62.
Oh, okay.
Sam?
I make $92,000.
I was going to go higher.
Whoa!
Nice.
Wow.
You deserve it. You're
That's
getting that
awesome.
money.
Go water
Thank
your
you.
plants.
You're effing the
Thank you
rays.
so much.
Nice
know,
job.
and-
You're my favorite nurse.
Probably deserve more.
Yeah. It's
You know, when I left bedside
You don't
nursing in
deserve more.
2020, I made $31 an hour. And
Tom hates
I made
that.
that for
Tom
like
hates
12
that.
Well-
Convert it quick.
well, who deserves more are the nurses wiping insane
absolutely.
people's doo-doo
Wow.
off.
She's not saying that that's not true.
I know.
While they barf
Well-
Corona on them.
Yeah.
I started wiping doo-doo in 2005 for $9.25 an hour. So I will sit here in my palace
You deserve
and make
it.
all my dollars.
Yes, ma'am.
No, listen.
Yeah, you
it's
deserve
nothing
every.
against
You know what? Take this
Rhonda.
week off, Rhonda. You
Tell
deserve
Tom
it.
to go F himself. He doesn't deserve it.
No, I'm just saying the
I'm going to
system.
go pick my tomatoes.
The system
Yeah.
is broken. Rhonda's making 92,000, work 2 hours a day.
Yeah.
And the doo-doo nurses are making half that, 8 hours or
grueling.
12-hour shift.
Oh, no,
grueling.
12 hours a day.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely 12 hours a day.
12 grueling hours
That's
of doo-doo.
insane.
I
Write
mean,
that down. That's a movie. Starring that guy that everybody hates now that chewed his arm off.
It's because Rhonda
Who's
is
the guy that chewed his arm off that everybody hates now that was in the movie?
Oh, I don't
James
know.
Franco.
James Franco, see it?
Oh, the actor, not the real guy. I was like, what would happen
They
to that
might
guy?
hate him too. I mean,
But
people that are
nothing-
missing limbs are weird.
But here's the problem: there's nothing we could do because the 12 hours of doo-doo wiping, those patients are not contributing anything to the hospital. So that's a negative, a net
Right.
negative. Rhonda, every time she gets a $50,000
Oh, yeah.
claim, like she's making the
Boom.
hospital. That's why she's getting paid.
Boom. Yeah.
Which also goes to show you, if you're going to work for a company, work in the department that makes the company money.
Yeah.
It'll be
So you'll
better
matter.
job security.
You'll matter.
Also, they'll be more likely to pay you because it's just human psychology that if you look at someone and they're making the company $1 million a year, then they'll start paying you more because they're like, well, we can't lose this person that's making us $1 million a year. Like that's who they'll pay.
Exactly.
Anyway.
By the way, Tom, 12 grueling hours of doo-doo starring James Stanko. You're welcome. She laughed.
Well, good for you, Rhonda. I'm glad you're doing well.
You don't need any help. You got it.
Yeah.
I don't. But the song about the French witch last week was beautiful. It is my
thank you.
favorite. Daniel, you are a musical genius.
Oh, thank you. You know, they used to say that about another guy, and oh, man. You know what happened to him? Uh-oh. You'll be wiping him soon.
Oh, come on.
All
No,
right.
I won't.
That's right.
Hey.
Enjoy your 92.
That's right.
Get a cabana.
Thank you.
Get a cabana on me. 144.
See ya,
Never
Rhonda.
forget.
Anytime.
All right. Love you, baby. Bye.
Whoa.
Thanks. Love you guys.
Okay.
Oh, weird as you.
Yeah.
Why'd you say that?
I got horny at the end. She got a lot of money.
And 92 after taxes and stuff. I will follow this TikTok. It explains every state, and it's like if you make 100, this is
It's too fast
tax,
for me. I like
tax.
a longer form content.
And then, like,
TikTok's too rapid fire.
There's like this is your take home 72. I'm like, oh god, a lot
it
of
sucks, right?
Yeah.
what the hell. Anyway,
Well, that was
Between
impressive.
insurance and taxes.
She
my
sounded
God.
super happy. She hasn't even started her day yet. She's walking around in her pajamas.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
phenomenal.
Well, you start getting your workflow. It like the people that have to commute to work and then are stuck there for whatever the 8 straight hours.
Hey, you give me a ride to Applebee's
On-
today, Jerry? Yeah,
on
all
camera.
right.
I remember, like, when I used to work retail, we used to get half an hour lunch. Like, that's insanely too little. Like,
Yeah,
we're
like even kids' school lunch, they get like 20 minutes or something. Maisie will be like, I talk too much. I never eat. I'm like, well, then shut up.
yeah, well, with kids,
That's my answer for everything.
I guess
shut up.
they got a low attention span. You got to get them in there and out. But it's like you work at the mall.
But don't you get it out? Everybody, look, man, kids.
Notoriously, you say your children eat slow
They
as
do.
sloths.
I've
So,
eaten
like,
with
do
his
they ever
kids.
eat lunch?
I've eaten with his kids.
Half
They're
their lunch
lovely to
comes
eat
back.
with. You know what? His kids, they don't eat slow. They eat proper. You're supposed to enjoy your meals. Like Mexicans, people taking siestas and stuff like that. You're supposed to slow things down a little bit. Everything's too fast. Kids, you, me, Sam, everybody on the planet deserves 1 hour of lunch.
And you only
1
got
hour.
well, I'll speak for myself as far as retail. You had to work 6 hours or more to even get that 30-minute lunch.
Yeah.
If you worked under 6
didn't know
hours,
that.
you only get 115
What?
in Florida. At least that's how it used to be.
So if I came in early and worked a hard 6 hours, get to the end of it, like legally on the clock, I only get 15 minutes of break time?
6 hours and over, you get a 30-minute lunch.
Yeah.
Under that, 15 minutes.
How
A 15-minute break.
15 minutes is just enough time to walk
Go
downstairs.
pee-pee, yeah.
It's like just who can deuce with IBS? It is difficult. 15 minutes is gonna be pushing it for me.
No, well, that you take your bathroom break. They have to give you a bathroom break. So you.
How
just,
long do I get in the bathroom?
I mean, it depends.
I'm right. I run around 18 minutes every time. 18 minutes.
How are retailers nowadays with smoke breaks? Because that was.
I don't know. A lot of companies won't even allow you to smoke.
Yeah.
How do they
That's
stop
what
you?
yeah.
They can't stop.
Well,
me.
if you ask for a smoke break,
And you
they're
can't
like,
smoke
no.
on premises.
Yeah.
And some of them, dude,
Can't look 'em-
Walgreens, before I left, they were testing people for tobacco too because they would charge you more on your insurance if you smoked.
How do they test you for tobacco?
I don't know.
They smell your
I'm getting
fingers.
the hell out of here.
You have yellow. You have yellow fingers like Billy D. Williams. You smoke.
Dictatorship over there.
They do it with insurance. Like they
Get over here, John Daly. Let me sniff your fingers.
They did it with us with when you get like private health insurance. And
Oh,
stuff,
when we had the guy come here,
they
he just asked us. He's like, "Did you smoke or have you ever smoked?" And our answers were no, and we've never touched the things. Hate them.
I thought you do some sort of. I thought they did some sort of like blow into a tube test or something like that, right? There's some
saliva
way.
swab.
There's some way I thought that they could test to see if you were a smoker or not, because the insurance like. They're not
They
gonna,
did that at Clear Channel.
They're not going to get my mom like
they-
$5 million life insurance.
No, they did that at Clear Channel where they presented us with our insurance packages. This is, this would have been like 13 years ago. They presented us with our packages, and then they're like, do you smoke or have you ever smoked? And you're supposed to do honor system on that to get a better rate or whatever. And everybody just said, no, we've never smoked. So nobody there smoked.
Yeah, but
It says urine, blood, or saliva testing may serve as a screen for tobacco use when someone is applying for life or health insurance.
yeah, they could.
So
they
there's
could test
still
it in your
tobacco
saliva.
in me?
Not now, no. I mean, it's kind of like
Well, they
other
ask if you ever have, though.
but yeah, but you could lie on that.
I do.
But the saliva swab is probably like other drugs, like it stays in your system. Tobacco, nicotine will
Right.
stay in your system a certain amount of time. And then they'll be able to trace it. Also, you could lie about it, but believe me, the insurance, like if you have lung cancer, they're going to dig
Like,
deep.
I don't know. Your
Well,
lungs look pretty.
Yeah, but I know people
Yeah,
that
yeah.
have gotten lung cancer that don't smoke.
That's true, too.
but they can all they can X-ray your lungs and tell if you have smoker lungs. And I bet you if they your insurance would deny your lung cancer coverage if you lied on
I almost
your
cursed when you
stuff.
said that. That is horrifying.
Well, like I said, they'll deny everything at
Yeah.
first.
Oh,
So
yeah.
exactly.
Their
to
job
hope-
is to deny everything.
yeah. So then they're like, why are we even doing it? Well,
Yeah.
they're gonna go this whole song and dance. I have to end up
That's
suing
why I'm
you.
living life raw dog right now. No insurance.
That's
too.
it. I want to
Hey,
do
me
that.
too.
No, Daniel's not doing that.
Yes, I am.
You,
My wife just switched jobs. I ain't got no insurance, bro. I'm out.
you got
No,
Listen.
there's no overlap right now. For this month, I have no insurance.
You have no insurance.
Right now, I have no insurance.
Listen, Andrew. I know Andrew is the most organized person in the world. I'm sure.
Why do you think we were scrambling to get Maisie in to get all of her stuff done at the beginning of the year? Because we were still covered. I'm not covered now. It hasn't kicked in. It kicks in like end of September.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, I'm only going a short
month,
period
yeah,
of time. I'm rolling it, but I'm without coverage.
Yeah. That's fine.
Which feels weird because I'm like, this is when it happens, right? This is when all the tumors.
So what about when you go get your hip injections? Paying out of pocket for that?
No. It should be kicked in by
Oh,
then.
gotcha.
And I'm rethinking those. I don't think injecting everything is the answer. Even though it does sound fun to just pump every joint I have lubricated up with some magic juice.
That's what they do. They used to do with the NFL
Yeah.
players. You know,
Old Dan
before- yeah.
Hampton played for the Chicago Bears. He didn't have knees. They just like artificially shoot him up and then wrap him with white tape and push him out there and just say, stand in front of the ball.
Yeah. Those guys are doing rough though. Like you
A
see
lot of
him-
them are
you,
dead.
You see them walk onto
Yeah.
the field during like the
It's
Hall of
like
Fame
Michael
game. or
Irwin,
something.
it takes him 25 years to walk out on the center of the field.
I need some injections in my wrist.
They can do it.
Yeah.
Come with me. I'll give you. Hey, I'll ask my hip guy to inject you while you're there.
It's again. I need to go to like Mexico or something for one day to get all the injections.
Go-to
cheap.
trip?
Something like that.
Injections. Let's all get injections. What are you getting?
Lip injections.
Nah, man, I'm not gonna let you get hurt in Mexico. You can
Well,
get.
why am I getting hurt? and You
You-
guys aren't.
Well, you go to the good doctor.
You can't get anything that's gonna make you look ugly. Your husband would never forgive us if we took you to Mexico and you end up your lips fall off, and then I gotta handle that guy, and he's big, and he'll be yelling at me, and
I'll
I
get
like
some
him.
back injections too then.
You can get something for pain, but you can't get anything that's gonna alter your looks. That's
Why
the
do you get to dictate what I can get in Mexico?
I don't. You're not going there and getting any of those. Like,
Well, I'm not going.
like Kanye West's mom. You die on the table, and I've got to call your husband. It's like the worst hangover movie ever.
It's fine.
She's dead, bro. Me and Tom, we don't know what to do, but we're making our way back. We're gonna bring her body, but we're gonna hit up one.
I'm gonna get a BBL.
We're gonna drive. Don't do that. We're gonna drive one dune buggy tour before we head home.
Let's
Do you have to
take
go to Brazil for a BBL?
No.
Okay.
I mean, other countries will do it. I
Colombia,
know
I hear, is
Colombia
good.
is
Yeah.
a big plastic
My
surgery
neighbors
country.
just got back from Colombia, and they love it. They're like, we love it. Stu
Yeah.
and Sue. They're like, we're going all the time.
It changed the whole. Like I remember when we were kids, it used to be like, "Oh, don't go there; they'll kidnap you." You know, it's
Yeah.
like a bad rap, and that all changed.
I mean,
remember
that'll
my-
still
my
happen.
mom
in
went-
certain places.
Yeah,
Oh,
my mom
yeah,
went to
it's
some
fine.
Caribbean island. She flew in a private plane with one of her rich lady friends when she was in one of her sorority groups. I'll never forget. She came back and she brought me like this little clay whistle, and she's like, "Dan Lee, these are the whistles that are used in the jungle village. When we got off the plane, the men had machine guns." I always thought that was interesting.
They're like, man.
I mean, I saw that when I went to Mexico too.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I've never
yeah.
seen machine guns.
Oh
on
yeah.
well, the cops. they all
Checkpoints.
have
You don't get
machine
a lot of
guns
that
on
at the ports.
military.
You
At
drive
the-
through the middle of the Yucatan. Oh, they're
Yeah.
at the checkpoints, buddy.
At the port, you don't get a lot of that. They want to American it up a little bit.
You
Put
can-
your long guns away.
There are, we've talked about this before, but like there are safe places you can go with bad reputations that that your dollar goes a lot further than any other. You know what I'm saying? Like you can go on cheap paradise vacations if you're willing to.
Get past the stigma.
The-
Be,
yeah,
a,
yeah,
be
yeah.
a little brave. Have a bit of a spine.
But it's not even, you don't even really, the only bravery is going there
Right.
because it's not like you have to run through some barbed wire. You know, it's like, it's fine. It's just people are like skeptical and they want to play it safe. So they're like, I just want to go to the resort the Sandals resort where I know. And it's like, yeah, but you're paying a crazy premium. If you
Yeah. go
go to the mom and pop resort, that's just as good, you'll be paying 1/4 or 1/8 the cost.
Sure.
You know, like you can get an insane vacation for next to nothing, where your $1,000 will last you a week with food. You know, it's like
Yeah.
insane. And they even do that in Mexico and stuff like that because the Mexico's tourism got real bad for a while
did.
after that, all the cartel stuff. But you can go
It was popping off there for a minute.
my buddy Turkey Lake, he likes going to all-inclusive resorts in Mexico with his wife and family, and then like
I'm not anti that.
they'll pay $1,000 for the week, and that includes the hotel and
everything.
free food and drinks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's like
That's what I did for my honeymoon.
Dude, we got a banger of a deal on that Dominican. We will never, because of just doing that, and also because of COVID, we'll never be able to get what we got at that. No, we'll just the price we got during the COVID time. We'll never be able to do what we did at that price ever.
Yeah.
It was just ridiculous.
And then it's like so much cheaper, than the standard corporate American resort.
And the flying there, like Andrea's more, I think, of a cruise person. Believe it or not, I think I'm more of a fly to the destination person, even though I'm not a good. I've gone from a poor flyer or I can't fly to now I'm not that good at flying, right? That's better. I'll do it, but I'm not that good at it.
Or just you're nervous, you'll still fly.
Yeah, I like getting there quick, though. I'll tell you that. I like getting off the plane because you get that rush of adrenaline like, oh, man, I'm here at my destination. You immediately grab that beer or, margarita or something. Like, I like that. I like that better than my only drawback with, cruising is the day at sea.
It's the roughest.
I'm not
on
good
the
at.
sea,
I'm never
that's
good
for sure.
at day at sea. I never know what to do with myself. I want to be better at that. I want to I want to be the type of person where I can explore the things that are on the ship. But I usually don't do that. I usually just drink myself to sleep.
I've never been on a cruise. No, I guess I'm wrong. I went to an Alaskan cruise with just Crystal and my grandfather. Well, I was about
That's
to say
a different level cruise, though, man. That's a pro cruise.
But all the other cruises have been some sort of business radio thing or podcast thing. I've never gone on any Florida cruise just for like a trip.
Funsies.
Yeah, just like me and Crystal or friends or anything.
Yeah,
it's always been business.
I've done one.
Oh, you got to do a Disney cruise.
I've done one. Andrea wants to do that just for the experience of the boat and the way that they do everything,
Those
the
are the best
meals.
boats.
Yeah, they are the best boats. They're just like, that's the way to cruise.
Yeah.
If you're going to cruise, or Virgin, I've heard.
It is pricey, though.
Yeah, both of those boats. Like when you pay for the better boats, Carnival, we all know what it is.
Yeah,
we know what time. It's awesome. I mean, if that's what you're looking for, but it's like a little bit more of, we know what Uber is, right? We know what we're getting into.
It's the Walmart of the sea.
We have a little bit of time here. Let's scoot in a couple of voicemail messages just to stay on top of them. People have been leaving a lot of them, and but not a lot on the vanity number. None today. 1-844-TOMNDAN. That's 1-844-TOM and Dan. You can call that number and leave us some voicemail messages. Concrete Mike called in. This one made me laugh. It shouldn't make me laugh, but it did make me laugh. Of just, I think that certain people treat animals differently. Certainly nobody here on the show other than Tom condones violence when it comes to animals.
What's going on, T&D Media? Concrete Mike. Hey, I want to comment about training dogs with and without the use of force and the fear of God. So I had a Rottweiler, big meathead dog. This damn thing every day would get into the trash. Every day I come home, garbage on the floor. I always tried to scold the dog, train the dog, tell him no, bad dog, all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. One day I come home, bad mood already from a bad day, working on cars and stuff before I did concrete.
What do you think's going to happen? I paused it. What do you think's going to happen?
I mean, should we either play this?
I'm giving you the option.
I don't know if we should.
I'm giving you the options.
Because Concrete Mike has built up.
Concrete Mike in the chat said, "Uh-oh."
He's a beloved character.
He's built up a great reputation with the listeners.
I'm going to redact this voicemail. I'm not going to play it.
Okay, yeah, good deal.
I'm not going to play it because it would change how you feel about it.
Oh, man.
It would.
Well, are you making it worse? Now people, their imaginations could be worse than
That's also
reality.
true, so I don't know.
He usually adjectives, not me. I didn't tell this. Do you want to play it?
No. Well, now
what do you think?
I'm afraid.
You should be afraid. It will change how you feel about him.
Oh man!
But I see what he's saying is like.
Do you see what he's saying? So you're just like him.
Giant Rottweiler doesn't understand anything but violence.
Okay, is that what he's saying?
Concrete says play it.
Oh, he says play it. All right. Okay.
All right. Here we go.
And dog got in the trash like usual. I picked up the brown Walmart Rubbermaid garbage can and beat the piss out of the dog with the garbage can itself.
We should not have played
No,
it.
no.
I told you.
Well, why'd you
If
tell
I'm
us to play it?
if I'm anything,
Mike,
I'm not a liar. If I'm anything, I am not a liar, sir.
I shouldn't have trusted Mike's own judgment.
No, we shouldn't have.
Did it change how you feel about it?
No, because
The trash can
I know Mike, and I know
had a
he's a
different
good
dog
guy.
years later.
Yeah, I like how he says it
and-
never got in the trash again. Hold on, this is the if you want this really sad part.
The brown Walmart
Oh, hold on.
dog with the garbage can itself. The dog never went in the trash can. Had a different dog years later.
Oh, you got another dog.
No.
Oh God, you're not allowed to have one. Not after what happened.
New shoes. Got a hold of my brother's girlfriend's dead mom's shoes and chewed them.
What?
Got a hold of my brother's dead mom's shoes.
Brother's
Why do you
Get out of
have
here!
Why do you have dead mom shoes still?
Where's Rufus? He chewed on my brother's dead mom's shoes. Oh, sorry, that would hit me. That just hit the right way.
They're destroyed. I beat the dog with the shoe. And then put the shoe in the junk drawer in the kitchen and would pull the shoe out every couple of days
All right.
and show it to the
Okay,
dog.
well,
And it
yeah.
would tap.
Look at this shoe.
You know, Florida concrete guys. What are you? What are you gonna do?
I mean, it's,
after
you
a
know.
bunch of dogs. everyone's
We'll advise them, please don't beat your dogs
Yeah,
with
yeah.
anything.
Don't hit your dogs. They're dogs.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
don't need to hit them.
Yeah. Don't even get dogs that.
Yeah. You don't need to get 'em. You know, don't get 'em.
What do you have? That they're eating your trash and
You don't
getting it
need
everywhere.
dogs, and then finally you can take that shoe out of the
Yeah.
junk drawer and throw it away.
What kind of joy is it bringing you? That's what I'm saying. Like,
Oh, my God.
It seems like it's bringing you nothing but a hassle. That's all I'm saying. It's like, what is
every
this?
day you got to get home and whack him around a little bit. You know?
It's
Like, what is he doing?
It's destroying your stuff.
Yeah.
You're feeding it. You're all this. You know.
Do you know who owned? Do you even know who owned these shoes? My brother's dead mom.
His girlfriend.
Girlfriend. My brother's girlfriend's dead mom. Even worse.
All right. Next up.
Okay, this one is today. I'm doing the weirdo voicemails that I've been kind of holding on to. Shouldn't have played that one. Probably shouldn't have played this one. This one's called "Loud Food Scientist."
Tom, Dan, Beatty, and food scientist here. So Tom's talking about his puking streak. So the biggest thing to think about, you know,
I group of one customers
is a
before now
really good
using the
about talking
name.
about, hey, is it an actual fact?
What?
Was at the airport? I don't know. He's talking so low, but everybody around him is screaming, which is like, you're not in the library. Like, you could talk as loud as everybody around you. You don't have to be polite when it's chaos going on.
Oh my God, it's great.
Or is it, you know, a toxin that's making you sick? So, like, even with
Okay, he was a food scientist talking about the toxins in the chicken that made you sick. Food scientist, I'm going to respectfully ask you to call back and leave your voicemail message when you're not at the airport.
Yeah.
Because I respect your... He sounds like a really educated guy and he had a lot of good knowledge, but I couldn't hear you. I don't know if your phone was upside down or might lead me to believe you're not a scientist, that you can't leave a voicemail message, but I don't know.
You know the old mayonnaise getting bad thing?
That challenge is still up for anybody that wants to come here. I'll make a sandwich. You have to put, now what do I put, $100 challenge on it?
Well, they have to pay you $100 if
Yeah.
you eat the
Sandwich that's been sitting in the sun all day? Yes. 12-hour sandwich, I'll eat it.
Crystal made these like homemade Uncrustables for the kids' lunches or whatever, and froze them.
I love a homemade Uncrustable.
I'd love to know how she made that.
And
You just get one of those Sultan sandwich makers. You put the peanut butter and jelly in it, and you can seal the sides.
Yeah. She
I'm
got
unfamiliar with that.
Target
some
has
like
them.
Uncrustable press.
Yeah.
That you just
That
make the
thing's been
sandwich
around.
and push it.
That's what me and my roommate
By
and
the way,
St.
Why
Augustine
not
got.
just have a peanut butter jelly sandwich?
Uncrustables, you can just buy them. And
Sam,
it's
most of my life, I just I see someone doing something that I want to question why they're doing it, but because
What's
of
mine? What's mine?
my history, I don't say anything anymore.
Yeah,
because
keep
it's
it to yourself.
It's only brought me grief in my life, my entire life, questioning things.
Question me. Question me.
No,
What do
no,
I do?
no.
What am I doing?
It'll bring me grief.
Is it the sitting down to wipe thing? Because that's back in
No,
the news.
no. In fact, I try to ignore what everybody else is doing because it'll make me so angry. because I'm like, why are you doing this? Anyway, so I just wander on, don't say anything. But anyway, I was drunk and high one night, and I was rummaging through the fridge because I was starving.
When you found the shoe of... Oh, no.
And then I found a ham and cheese Uncrustable that Crystal made for Tommy, because Tommy will eat ham. And then so I took it out, but it's frozen.
Does it kill her inside to make a ham and cheese Uncrustable?
Oh, yeah.
Does she have to touch the ham?
Right.
Huh?
Does she wear gloves?
No.
I would. I ain't touching that ham.
You know, I'm not sure. I didn't see her make it, but I'm sure she does. She
Where
uses
are
a
my
napkin.
ham
She doesn't
gloves?
like to touch any meat.
Oh, my French witch has a ham glove.
Anyway, they don't dethaw as fast as the chemical Uncrustables you buy at the it's like,
Yeah, well, the other ones, they're pumped full of all kinds of nitrates and things.
So I'm trying to like sit on it and whatever to heat it up
Don't
faster.
sit on it. You never sit on a man's Uncrustable, dude.
Well, just so I can eat it because it's late at night.
This is a snick snack?
Yeah. It's a late night.
Put it under your armpit and walk
I
around
tried
a little bit.
It wouldn't dethaw, right? It kept being frozen.
Put
or
it in
whatever.
the microwave.
So I gave up and went to sleep. So then the next morning, it was still sitting out.
Oh, no.
And
never set it out.
and then I went over. I'm like, I'm gonna eat this thing right now. Like, I don't want it to go to waste. Really,
Still frozen.
no, it wasn't. But Crystal was like, "Don't eat that. It's been sitting out all night." And then
You're
I was like, our argument, our thing. I was like, it's fine. She's like, it has mayonnaise and it's ham, and I'm like, it's fine.
It's fine.
It's been, it's in a Ziploc bag. It's
fine.
no problem. And she's like, you don't want to get sick, whatever.
You won't.
I put it in the trash. And then she's like, you'll thank me later. I put it, and then she walked away. I took it out of the
You
trash.
did the George Costanza?
And then ate it out of the trash. Yeah.
I'll help you.
You've become a Castleberry raccoon.
I
No,
ate
it's
it
fine.
in anger. And then in my mind, I was like, I'll show you.
I'm proud of you.
But I didn't never told her.
I did never tell
I'm going to
her.
tell you something. Since Concrete Mike, yourself, and me all want to change how people feel about us, I'll share something of mine. Today, when I walked into the studio to set everything up, I'm, setting up in here, and I set my Mountain Dew down, my Diet Mountain Dew, and I looked all around. And sitting down here next to my battery backup that powers all of the computers that bring us these fine recordings was one crumb, large crumb, from a blueberry muffin that I had eaten yesterday. I picked it up with my fingers, and I ate it.
That's disgusting.
And I washed it.
I work with animals.
And I washed it down with this Diet Mountain Dew that I have in my hand right here. And there's no germs on that. It's totally fine. Now, was it stale? Yes. Yes, it was. But did it have anything on it that could harm me in any way? No. Nothing. In fact, I think it makes me tougher to be able to do that.
Yep. And those two stories, the Uncrustable and Daniel eating a muffin off the floor, are just the same as Mike beating his dog.
Yeah, exactly the same.
And everybody will look at us the same now.
We're all in this. We're in the club.
We're
We're in
in
the
this
dog
together,
beating,
Mike.
muffin eating, Uncrustable club.
Bye-bye.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time.
All right, so we have a listener on the line, but I'm not calling him by his fake name that he wants to be called because
Okay.
stupid.
You got no time for that?
Yeah.
Well, normally on the show, and I believe we've done a Weird Job Wednesday with this particular gentleman, and I believe we did refer to him as Daddy Applesauce.
Did we? Did I say that word?
It's 2 words. 3 words, really.
Gentlemen.
Mr. Daddy.
Yeah, I'm not saying you're...
Mr. Applesauce, did we call you that?
You sure did.
Yeah, so you've just changed your tune.
Oh, did I say it?
No holds barred, buddy. You did.
No.
I don't remember. I have no recollection.
Well, what do you want to
of
call
it.
him now? On the phone with us now is Gary.
Yeah, I'm calling you Gary.
What if that was his real name?
I hope it was.
Welcome to the show, Gary Applesauce. What's up, Gary Applesauce?
So,
Hey, guys.
you've got a story about firing someone, which is my favorite because it's so awkward, and every time I hear, like...
Have you ever fired anybody?
Yeah. Only one person. And it wasn't really, it was a impossible challenge.
That was the impossible challenge.
I just give them the impossible challenge.
And when they can't do it, I'm sorry.
It's a way
This was
easy.
unfortunate.
I don't leave it
Do
as...
you tell them? Do you let them off the hook? Do you go, just so you know, you were never going to beat the impossible challenge?
No. Once I give them the impossible challenge, I never see them again. And then it's all solved. I just like, hey, you can work here if you accomplish this.
Gotcha.
And then they leave, but they're usually
it's a store
overconfident that they could do this thing, and I know they can't, so it solves itself.
It's like a sword in the stone scenario, right? Like there can only be one.
They're excited because they thought they were getting fired because they deserve it for sure.
Yeah.
But they then are excited that he gave them an out of doing this impossible challenge. So they leave here happy, and so I'm happy because they don't leave here sad.
This is so twisted.
Yeah, I know.
It's
I know.
so twisted.
Yeah. And
so Gary, what happened with you?
Yeah.
So I was on the Weird Job Wednesday. You guys know I have a business where occasionally we'll get things like this. People need HR to step in, smaller companies. And I had one this morning that I didn't have to do any contracts on. There's nothing that he had signed. That was the client's choice, not mine, so I could talk about it. But immediately I start thinking of you guys because, long story short, we're going to call this guy Emergency Brake. That was his nickname, was E-Brake. And this guy is an electrician or an electrician in training. He gets hired to do some work for this smaller electrical firm. He's, studying to be a journeyman.
Okay.
Well, he gets this like list of things that finally, I don't know how many people it took to get together to say, hey, we need to get rid of this guy, right? So I get this call and they say, hey, we've got somebody we need to let go. We don't really have a huge HR team. We'd like to tell you, why we want to let him go. And I said, sure. So I scheduled a video call. It was earlier this morning, got on with 4 different people, and they gave me 4 different stories that made me think of a mediocre time with Tom and Dan.
4 different ones?
4 different stories that accumulated as to why they're going to go ahead and get rid of Emergency Brake.
Okay, well, it is interesting he got more than 3 chances, so yeah, give me the 4.
So the first one is a site manager. The site manager tells me, he says, so the first day he was here, he said, I had to do work on, basically like a rail, a pipe. So, and he said, and I needed 2 sawzalls. So I gave him to E-Brake, and E-Brake was going to hold these sawzalls and then send them up a rope to me, right?
Sure.
So I get where I'm going, and as soon as I get there, I get ready to radio him, and I look down, and he is juggling the sawzalls with metal blades in them, batteries in them, fully working, not on, but juggling the sawzalls.
That's impressive. That's a reason to hire. Hold on. That's a reason to hire him.
Hold on. Like
He's so good at sawzawing that he can juggle 2 of them.
He was like Charles Peachoke, like 3, 1 in the air at all
That's
times.
impressive. With a battery pack in there.
The manager told me, he said, I had to watch for a minute because I couldn't believe what I was seeing. He said, but then I radioed.
Well, that's not reason to fire the man. It's like, wow, I was sitting there and I was agape like I was watching Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, was he doing it successfully? Did he drop one and break it, or did he juggle them?
Until he was called out on the radio by the supervisor, he was doing great. As soon as he got called out, he dropped them. And he didn't break either of them, but that was kind of his first citation as a safety concern. That's what they labeled that one as.
I think they should have turned a blind eye to that.
Yeah,
he was a confident Tom Van.
But also, like, if you are able to juggle sawzalls, then you are, I mean, damn near
You're
amateur
Mr.
professional
Sawzall.
juggler. You're like, that's not something you just picked up in college and now you did, 8 years later.
Sawzall. That's all.
It's something you practice doing. Like, you know how to, like, juggling sawzalls is difficult.
I mean, I can juggle, but I certainly can't juggle sawzalls.
Yeah, ever could do a soft ball, but a sawzall is hard.
I can juggle soft balls, but never a sawzall. Can you juggle softballs or sawzall, Tom?
So what's next?
I had another guy tell me he also used to juggle conduit regularly on job sites. So there's that as well.
He's just a happy guy.
This one was, I think, really what got him flagged on the list. He had a reputation with everybody. Nobody wanted to, from what I understand, work with the gentleman. But on one of the sites, they had an overnight shift, and he was, I guess, working with people he'd kind of become friends with, he thought, and he started complaining that he thought he had worms. He's like, I think I have worms, and he said, I think I need to go home. And so the job site manager said, that's like the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. You definitely don't have worms, and that if you did, that's not a reason to go home. So E-Break apparently went and got some kitchen gloves and went to the bathroom and came back and showed him his poop worms.
No.
Hold on, I appreciate it, man. He's like, I'm not gonna let them. Hey, I ain't letting them call me a liar.
Oh.
Who's lying now? Who's lying now? I got poop worms.
I mean, hold on. I'm kind of with E-Break here.
Yeah, the guy can juggle. He's got poop
He's like,
worms.
oh, yeah, I'll
Hey,
show you.
Hey, y'all want me to stay here all day and do this job? You're gonna ruin my juggling career. I'm going home and taking care of my worms.
If you could go home with COVID, you could go home with
worms. I
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we've had people go home because they got a headache or something.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't feel good, go home. We don't want you getting everybody sick. I certainly don't want you getting a butt worm on me.
Yeah. I want you to not be around me with butt worms.
Take your worms home.
And he proved it. He wasn't lying.
Yeah,
so
because you guys are calling him a liar.
I don't know if that. I don't know where that worm came from.
I think all those people should be fired for calling E-Break a liar. He is a patriot.
You can't just find some butt worms out of nowhere.
No, they're hard to find.
Yeah. You're not.
You can't just fire an employee for having worms either. You know what I mean? So he's kind of like in the safe zone with that.
Yeah,
one,
he's
too.
definitely in the safe zone. Fire me for the worms. I dare you. Me and my worms will rename this place.
So far, you've described two different things that are not. We've had employees do way worse.
Yeah, we really have. I would have rather have dealt with the worms, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
So
what's number three?
The third boss tells me that he was more concerned with the employee engagement perspective because the employees had reported a number of things that were actually viable that he had done that were safety issues. Things that were worthy of writing up. However, amongst those things, I wrote down 3 of them that didn't matter that I thought were absolutely hilarious because I can't laugh when I'm doing this, right? So the first one is a group of employees either seemed to have seen him do this or was under the impression he did this regularly, but apparently he used to go to local lakes and parks after work and steal ducks for dinner. And he would tell employees and show them cell phone videos of him going to parks, taking wild ducks, and then going home and preparing them for food.
Hey, check this out. Check this out. This picture on my phone. I got this doughy duck. That's my worms. Hold on. Let me scroll through. Let's scroll through my worms. Okay, here's my ducks. Check out my ducks.
I mean,
still not something I would fire somebody.
Sounds like you guys might not be paying him enough.
Either that or Tom and I are too lenient around here because everything you're listing.
Is that illegal?
Yeah.
I know you can't take a Lake Eola swan, but some wild S duck.
Yeah,
and
some
like
old S duck.
Yeah, in a random lake.
Yeah, one of Concrete Mike's ducks been knocked around so much he can't even walk. His thing is brain dead.
Are ducks protected? Like, can you just take one from a lake? Like a regular.
You have to leave a note if you take it. It's leave a duck, take a duck.
Doo-doo duck? Like, how does that work? Can you eat a wild duck in a lake?
Apparently, it depends on which type of duck.
What?
Like
Muscovy ducks are protected.
Get a duck snap on the line. Get that guy.
Those are nasty.
Like some stinky Miami
the goozle duck,
canal duck that I see. With a red, floppy, gross tumor goozle.
Yeah, a tumor goozle. A toozle.
Wait, like, can you eat one of those? You
got to cut the goozle off. I wouldn't eat that. Yeah. At least dip it in some Polynesian sauce first.
So now that's in his off time. So far you haven't named anything.
Yeah. What I do in my private time is on me.
As far as Tom Van goes.
And if you're fishing while you're stealing ducks, got worms in my pocket. Worms for days, son. What else you got?
Many employees said that and again, this is one manager telling me that he's interviewed multiple employees. They said that he bragged about living in a hammock in the woods while owning a mansion.
Well, he's just insane.
Yeah. Also, hammock good for when you have butt worms. Just pointing out the obvious here. That way the worms can come and go as they please.
So was he like a borderline homeless wild man?
No, I from what I understand, I saw all his documents. He's got an address. he made some money with his company.
Maybe the worms have driven him mad.
Well, here was the cherry on top. So he cost the company somewhere in the neighborhood of double to triple digits of a labor issue, and this is how he got his nickname right before he's been let go. He was working to repair something in a factory where they had an assembly line that was running, and there's this big line, like rope, with signs that says, pool emergency brake, pool emergency brake. Apparently he came to work late and asked the supervisor directly what the line was for before reaching up and pulling the line, which resulted in 3.5 hours of delays and lost the company, I'm not under contract, $53,000.
Whoa.
That's a lot.
So that's ultimately what he got fired for. Like,
it wasn't the worms, it wasn't the juggling.
You start pulling lines and costing the company money, they're out of here. Now, when you told him about this and you fired him, did he understand?
Was he like, I know?
Yeah, he was super cool. That was the weirdest thing.
Yeah, most of those guys are, because they know.
Well, he knows who he is.
Yeah.
He's messing around. He can't stop himself. He has to pull the lines. He gets the worms.
There's a goddamn crazy worm man living my crazy worm life.
Yeah.
Well, and what was like none of that came up. And like so, when we had the conversation, I let him know. Obviously you've been cited for multiple violations. There's apparently you've got a bit of a reputation behind you that isn't favorable, and that might be something that on the job site people were perhaps shying away from doing work with you, which isn't great, right? Because the job has to get done, and that's neither here nor there. But do you have ultimately we got into do you have any questions? Is there anything going on? Can the company help you in any way on your way out? And he said, no, I understand everything. I completely agree with everything you said. And do I get another check?
How about a duck to go? Can I get a duck to go?
A guy who eats ducks and has worms. This guy has he's tough.
I think
you're not going to. He's not going to break down and cry. Like, he's lived a hard life.
Can you get
he
worms
take
from
anything.
eating duck?
I'm sure that's why. Yeah. You start eating wild trash animals. They got worms, and you get worms.
And you get worms.
Yeah. That's exactly where he got them from.
Yeah, he got them from eating the ducks.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great story, man. Can I get that guy's number? Because we have a sales position open currently at the studio.
Yeah. Hey, we'll get one free duck a day.
Yeah, one free duck a day and all the worms we can. Oh, my God, look at how many worms. Sam, go to our worm pile.
All right, applesauce. We'll
he
talk
called
to
you
you
there.
later.
He did it.
Thanks, Tom. Love you guys.
All right,
see you
love you
later.
too.
So when you fire someone and they totally understand and they take it fine, that's fine. Like, that's easy to me, right? Or if they do something so egregious or such a bad employee, that's also fine for me.
I've had both. I've had it where they freak out, and I haven't fired that many people, and namely just interns. But when I've done it, I've had most of them are cool because I'm cool with them.
But what I fear, and maybe the situation will never happen, but it's the laying off employees that are good. Like, I imagine the people that have to fire employees that are either good and it's just because the company is doing
It's a good feeling to hire somebody that's dragging your company down. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying like they're a good employee, a model employee, but you have to
that happens.
There's layoffs.
There's
Yeah.
layoffs, and
That
you have
happens.
to lay a person that has a family off. Like, that to me is horrible that they have to do. And then the second one is someone that's trying their hardest but is too dumb.
That one
be
doesn't
good.
matter
Like,
to me. That one doesn't matter. I can do that one all day long, and that's the difference between you and me. You're talking about our old intern. He was I fired that guy, and
but he wasn't getting paid, so that's
matter.
easier.
He didn't need to be there. Even his dreams were dumb. That's how dumb this person was. Everything about him was dumb.
But easier to fire someone that's not depending on the money or like it's just a free internship. It was his dream.
I just needed to get this guy the hell out of my hair.
Like,
I've never met a person that is literally the single stupidest person, Sam.
Because I
This guy was so stupid.
Because I put myself in a situation, I imagine, where if I am firing someone and the person starts crying and then begging me for their
Have you
job.
ever had that?
No. And
You had to handle interns after I had quit the radio station, so you didn't have to get any sticky situations, any reviews or anything?
dude, I didn't even give two S's
I know.
about what they did. I would leave early and let them just run
Yeah.
the board and no one even cared.
Yeah.
Also, I would just I'd just say, fill out whatever you want on your paperwork and sign my name.
You guys said that to me too, though.
Yeah, we did that for years.
But it was just like,
then old Cena got mad.
Yeah, man. If you got somebody checks and balances, that ruins our game.
and by the way, this goes to anybody that's listening to me. Fill out anything you want and sign my name at the bottom. I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care what it is. If
If it helps you out, it makes me happy.
write a letter
You know?
of recommendation to yourself and sign Tom Van. I don't care.
Put him down as job references, everything.
And then anybody who calls me, and then they start asking if I know you, I'll just say yes, and I'll be like model employee. I'll
They're
I'll
amazing.
lie to anything. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
Who cares? Because what does it matter to me
You know,
if
that's
it
it.
helps you in
Oh,
any
what
way?
if people put you down as a witness for a trial?
We should offer
gonna go?
that.
Well, they'll vet that
Character
out.
witness?
Hold on a second. You're sharing something that could be lucrative. For $10.95 and $10.95 BDMs only, Tom and Dan will personally vouch for you in any sticky
Okay, I like
situation.
this. Yeah,
Any sticky situation.
I like this.
Now, we have to be available, but if you need somebody to talk your wife down, calm her down a little bit, I'm your guy.
Yeah.
I'm a talker. I'm a chirper.
And
Charming. Quite charming.
and we're not gonna write a letter, but if you write it and sign it
I'll
for
look
us,
it over and make sure you're not saying.
I-
And I'll have Andrea spell check it so it at least looks good. But this is another service we could offer for $10.95, but $10.95ers only.
Yeah. Okay, I like
Only.
that. Yeah.
Making sure like you. Oh, I'm changing jobs. Can I put you down as a reference? Yes, you may if you're paying $10.95 a month. $8.95 not gonna work. Not gonna work
Who are the people that
in
are
your neighborhood.
good? I mean, they bring in specific teams of people that just do layoffs, like Office Space. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think that's what Applesauce did.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Like, so
Yeah, he kind of is remember George Clooney? His job in that movie where he would
fly around
firing people.
Up in
Okay,
the
yeah.
air, right?
Yeah, up in the air. Yeah.
It's a weird
With that
skill
one
to
weird
have.
girl. Who's that weird girl that's in
Anna
it?
Kendrick.
Yeah, she's weird.
I like her.
I don't dislike her. I'm just saying she's weird. I'm weird. Hell. But I'm just like, didn't she write a book? I think she wrote a book.
I feel like everybody's writing books now.
Like, what personality
When
trait?
is Tom Van gonna write a book?
I started writing a book years
Every
ago.
radio host ends up doing it.
Yeah, you're about right for it. You need to, and then you got to self-publish it, which really looks rinky-dink.
Yeah. It's
You self-publish it, and then you get like some friend of yours to do the foreword. Who would do the foreword of your book? The wizard? Me. I would be honored to do the foreword. Although a lot of people would be like, "Man, the foreword was so good, but the stories, his not so good."
And again, though, I do an audiobook.
You got to
I
do
read
the
a
book
real
first.
book.
You got to do a real book first.
No, I was just straight audiobook.
Well, that's just called a podcast.
Yeah.
Or a
that's
show.
what I did.
That's just called a show.
Well,
It's got to be like written down so you can follow along.
Well, I'll write down the gist of it, of my book and the stories, and I'll just do, what's a standard audiobook? It's like 17 hours, right?
No, my God, those are too long. Yeah,
Well,
normal's like 8.
8 hours or
Yeah.
whatever? Okay, I'll do an 8-hour beginning to end, the story of Tom Van.
Wow, the story of Tom
I've
Van.
got my own podcast equipment. I'll just start tonight.
You will know.
Okay, you know what? I'd like to see that happen.
yeah, you know.
Yeah, we do know. You want to do one more? Let's do one more. Let's try.
Also, nobody would want to like what?
Sorry.
Everybody's heard all the stories. There's nothing.
You guys, there's new things in there.
There's
You know
nothing
what-
new.
You
I
know
told
what
everything.
people- you know what people would want to hear, but it would never happen because it's not you. People would want to hear, like you and I've had deep conversations about our true feelings or like my anxiety or how you feel or not feel. That's the stuff people would want to hear, but we'd never record that.
We do that on the show.
We do, but
don't
not.
we don't stay away from anything.
But not without jokes. I'm talking about the times when you and I really being serious sentimental, and
We've
there's
done that.
zero jokes in that.
The-
They'd love to hear that. I'm just
But
giving
we've
you an
barely
answer.
done that, even in real life,
No,
even
not-
off the air. I've never had a sentimental.
Yeah, I'll talk about my feelings and how
Yeah, yeah.
bad I'm feeling or something,
Or
and you're
that's
not
just-
making jokes and you're being like
Or just once-
authentically compassionate.
Or just sit there and stare at my computer.
No,
as
you offered help.
Ah,
You
not
do.
really. What help have I ever? I've never offered anybody emotional help or anything. I don't even
No.
because I don't even understand how they're
Yeah,
what
but
they're feeling.
You talk me through it. You talk me down, and you have like encouraging words, like relax. You're fine. Just
Well, yeah, that's all. Yeah, that's
I mean,
all
it's all
say.
you can do, but I'm like, you're selling yourself short. There is an element of at least you attempting to be compassionate.
No, I know. But it's that isn't interesting
Real
to
hard.
anybody at all.
It is.
I
think that's why most people love true podcast formats that are going on like right now, especially with comedians, is because you're able to hear your favorite comedians not do the same old set that they've been working on for 2-3 years. You actually get to hear them talk about their lives, their day-to-days, the problems that they're having. And I think that's why a lot of those people get more yank.
No, yeah, because they've got this worked out bit on stage, and then now they're just talking real. But all our content is just us BS and going through our lives, so not much different. Now, if we decide to do a set, that's totally different than
That
what
would
we're
be totally
doing.
different. Yeah.
Anyway,
We got to take a break. We will take one, and we will come back with more A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan right after this. Welcome back to A Corporate Time. Let's jump into some of your email messages. Easy ways to leave these. Write this email address down. show@tomanddan.com.
Help with your testosterone prescription questions.
Oh, I haven't even read this.
Hey, Tom, I've heard you bring up trying to get a testosterone prescription several times now. I'm in the nearly same boat as you. Just turned 40 and been gaining weight and losing weight when I feel too fat for so many years I can't even count them.
That's not Tom. This is for me. I'm the old man on the show. I need the shots. You got to lubricate my hips and tee me up.
I've been on testosterone for nearly 4 years now, and it has totally changed my life. Better weight control, better gym results, better mood, better libido, blah, blah, blah. I would highly recommend getting on it if you have low T. It is by far the single best thing I've ever taken for my health. I self-inject twice a week with testosterone cypionate. I don't know how to say that. It took a long time to get over my needle phobia, but it's doable. And literally 1 minute and poke twice a week for a major lifestyle improvement. I'd be happy to talk or email with you to answer any questions or concerns you might have to help you decide and get a prescription.
Can he give me his tea, or is it especially formulated for him?
I would assume it's especially formulated for you.
now
Just give me, I just want to do it for like 2 weeks, see where I get.
And by the way, I'm not saying I'm looking to try to find a way to do this. I know the way to do this. I could search testosterone doctor on the internet, and they'll give me testosterone. I'm saying I'm going to do this eventually, just not yet. I don't want to start now because you're on it for life, basically.
Okay.
Or it's a pain in the ass to get off of it. And why would you stop if you're getting such great results?
Well,
so it's
fair.
like you're basically committing, for the next 30 years or as long,
Shooting yourself up with tea.
which is fine, but it's like that's a lot of money that, I'm going to wait until mine gets, in my 50s or whatever, where it gets real old man low. Because right now I'm not, I think mine's low, but I'm not getting in the negative effects of low testosterone.
Gotcha.
So anyway, everybody who's ever got on testosterone tells me how awesome it is.
Yeah.
I've asked doctors and stuff, and like even our trainer Michael, I'm like, tell me a reason not to. If you are not irresponsible,
Right.
Like
if you're doing it like medically,
you get your blood
guided.
tested every quarter. You pay the right amount. You get a doctor
You're not
supervised.
overdosing on it.
Yeah,
or
because
changing the doses.
you start getting it over 1,000, then it starts getting bad for you. But if you keep it within like the range of a normal a male adult, but just on the higher range, it doesn't seem like it would be bad for you to do it.
Serious question:
just expensive.
Are there certain women that, because I've never heard of this, that need estrogen
Yes.
in order to boost whatever,
Yes.
and
the
Mood,
hormones
libido,
are
yeah. So
their
can
hormones
they
get
go
off too.
and get estrogen injections, much like
Or
I think
creams.
it's a pill or something, you know. Like
They've got all different forms.
They don't have
Same with testosterone.
Do they have testosterone pills? I've never heard of that.
They have testosterone gel. They have testosterone injections.
I know the gel because Bubba used to have the andro gel.
Yeah, but everybody says the injections are the best.
Yeah.
That if you actually want real results.
Yeah, it's like allergies. Everything's better shots.
Also, it's like the CBD cream you buy at CVS. Is that going to work? Or the CBD
there are
pills?
testosterone pills.
Yeah, but you can't get enough in there to make a good difference.
You have to take like 100 of them.
And I think it's bad for your kidneys or whatever.
Interesting.
That's why injecting everything is better for you. Because it doesn't have to go through your organs, it just gets right into your blood system, right?
Yeah,
Right?
I agree. It's just like
and you ingest something, and it's to work its way through your liver and kidneys and all.
I use this analogy. It's like Wi-Fi. Like I don't like Wi-Fi. I like plugging my computer straight into the source, so they're rapid fire, super fast.
Yeah.
Like I'm serious. Like my Xbox, it's plugged in. My Switch, it's plugged in. My TV, all of it's plugged in. Watching Netflix, Apple TV, that's plugged into the damn wall. I don't do Wi-Fi. I like it. I like a shot. Let's try this one.
Hey guys, driving down 95, listening to one of your podcasts, and I just passed a dump truck, and on the back it says, not responsible for broken windshield, stay back up to 200 feet. The question I have is, how the hell is that legal? How can you just declare you're not responsible for something coming out of your vehicle that will break other vehicles? I don't understand that. Maybe it's a question for Mo. Anyway, I love the podcast. See you guys.
I don't think it's legally binding.
Right, I don't either.
It's just a sign for you to stay back.
It's
they're just trying to help you out.
Yeah.
But I think if there is damage, you can still, get them to repair it or whatever.
100%, especially if they didn't secure their load correctly or have like.
Man, that happened yesterday on the highway. It wasn't a giant truck, but it was just a regular truck hauling stuff, and stuff started flying off.
Yeah.
On the 408, it almost killed me.
Saw a pool guy yesterday have all of his chemicals fall off that little gate. That little hitch gate.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I feel bad for that dude because he took a corner too fast over on Edgewater, and he was just going to clean a pool, and those yellow jugs shifted to one side, and he must not have secured them, and they all flew out, and then it was like chemicals on the road, and I'm like, that's not good.
Yeah, and it just goes to show you could have a sign that says anything. It's not
People do.
It's not illegal.
I love crazy signs on Reddit. That's my new favorite thing is that people hang crazy signs in front of their house.
It's like, you could put a sign that says trespassers will be shot on the outside of your gate.
That doesn't mean you're free to do that.
And if someone wanders in there to get their Frisbee and you shoot them, there's going to be some questions. And that sign doesn't emancipate you from any sort of responsibility from shooting your next door neighbor for getting his Frisbee because I have the sign with the revolver pointed at you.
You really can't do that. Next email, Sam.
All right. BDM Hoarder. Due to the COVID catastrophe, I ended up moving in with my boyfriend and his parents. It was extremely generous, and thanks to them, we managed to get back on our feet.
That's nice.
Because of that beautiful generosity, I really should not be airing their business, but it's just too real.
Oh, no.
They are hoarders. It's not dirty hoarding, it's just so much stuff. Everything you guys said was dead on.
It will become dirty hoarding, though. Tom was right. Tom was talking about this like 2 days ago.
Yeah, first it's just collecting.
Yeah, well, then you can't clean,
Yeah.
right?
Like too much stuff.
Cobwebs and
Dust,
just dust and because
bugs.
You have to maintain your house.
Yeah.
And we all do it, but in like little increments that we don't notice.
Yes.
But if you don't do it at all, it will fall into disrepair in a couple years. But it will fall into disrepair no matter if it's brand new. Like even a brand new house over 5 years of doing nothing to it, there'll be little molds and leaks and things.
And let me say something here. I am proud of you as a listener that you're airing secretly your in-laws business. You're my favorite new listener.
Everything you guys said was dead on, especially the fact that the computer is more accessible than any other spot in the house. So it's not a special case, and I couldn't subject them to a Tom and Dan tour. That would break their hearts. But one thing made me laugh, and I had to share. My boyfriend inherited the hoarder gene, so I jokingly mentioned to him that the podcast wanted a tour of a hoarder house. Of course, he was insulted and said no, but then you could see his brain start to itch.
Wait a minute. So you baited him because you know he's a hoarder, but he likes the show, and you dangled like an appearance of us coming to your home. And so now he's conflicted? Is that what I'm hearing?
He asked if we got paid for it. I smiled and said we would maybe get a free hat. And even though he has never
got new
listened
ones.
even though he's never listened to a single episode of the show, the idea of a new trophy to add to his pile tempted him real bad.
Yes, I'll give you a real trophy that says #1 hoarder.
Just imagine your branded merch sitting atop the folding chairs, Yahtzee cups, cardboard Mountain Dew boxes full of Wendy's napkins, catalogs, novelty drinkware, pieces of a Chuck Norris Total Gem, and Christmas inflatables and other free hats. You could be a part of it. It's too real.
Wait, she lives with her hoarder man?
Her boyfriend inherited the hoarder gene.
Yeah, and he's starting. Although, how...
Oh, he's a junior
He's a
hoarder.
baby hoarder.
Yeah,
How do you
hoarder
let?
junior.
Because I would, except for my garage, and that's where I keep it contained, right? But if it started
Whatever,
leaking
man.
out,
You got to see my garage. It's so good now.
No, I know why.
It's not where it needs to be, but it is good.
but
You
what
can make love to somebody in my garage.
What I'm saying is that if Crystal started hoarding up any sort of room, it happens
The garage.
small. I say this like
If you didn't have kids, you'd be on dangerous ground, my man.
here's the problem though. I'm saying all this, but
Because your heroin alley house that had that back room to the left,
yeah.
I remember walking in there one time.
Yeah.
I vowed to never talk about it again.
That was a direct result of being super poor, though, too. Like, then we were just keeping stuff for necessity. Like, we need this,
Well,
poverty.
eat this cardboard if it gets bad enough.
But it happens so slow that's how they get you. When you're living with a hoarder, is like it starts off with just a couple boxes that they say they're going to move or whatever. And then, like, they put more and more stuff on those boxes. And then you're like, are you going to... And they keep putting off, like, I'm going to clean this, or I'm going to move this, or whatever. And once that it basically takes over 50% of the room, then the spouse realizes that it's gone too far. And then they are enslaved by the fact that it's going to take so much time and energy to actually clean this room.
Headache.
They don't want that. So then they start ignoring it. That's where it starts. And then they're like, okay, well, I don't want to do this, and my husband or wife is not going to do it because they obviously have a problem.
Correct.
So we'll just seal off the room. But then, like a virus, another couple boxes end up, then next thing you know, poop toilet. That's how it happens.
Pretty accurate. That's very accurate.
And it's so slow that it's not like you walk into your house and it's filled and you're like, what we can't live get us out of here. It's a couple boxes in the room, and then you're like, oh, let's move around, then just little by little.
And then, I thought about this too, because I've always thought, like, what's the appeal? And there is an appeal that I can muster up in my own mind about hoarding. Like, there is something appealing. Like, if I were trapped in this room and I started just continuously, like, taking everything from the office and filling this room, and this is where I was going to live, there is something kind of cozy about being surrounded by things that you think you love.
That have value.
Everything that you have that has value inside your mind, like, you've surrounded your own, encapsulation of your body, right? Like, this is all you have, your vessel, to steal from, like, what cults say. But, like, there is something comforting about having everything that you desire, everything that, like, worldly, that's your possession, everything that's a thing around you.
But the problem, it's more than just your possessions, because it's garbage that you have convinced yourself can be used one day, so you don't want to let it go. And so it's not even things you care about.
Right.
Like, so it ends up being, mountains of old electronic boxes and things.
Because you still see some sort of, or like, there's like a value there, right?
I mean,
I have it.
Yeah,
I have stuff I need to throw out.
So those boxes of manuals for old electronics that you originally wanted to keep because you obviously then you could put it back in its original box, and then but
there's a difference in that than a true hoarder, because there's a stubbornness stuck in my ways of spending $1,600 on a computer program in, like, let's say 0506. That because I spent that and they sell the same computer program for $99 in the App Store, Apple.
Yeah.
It's difficult for me to part ways with that, because I'm like, I got to get my $1,800, $1,600 out of this. I got to have it. It has to sit under my desk for at least $1,600 worth of time.
But that's a hoard.
That's
because
a sickness,
that's not worth anything.
It's a different style of hoarding, though, I think, though. Like, I know it's worthless, and I know there's no value in it. It's hard for me to throw it out.
That's exactly what hoarding is.
No.
You just described hoarding.
No, because I think hoarders think they're going to use it some other time. You know, like, oh, I'll save this meatball in the freezer because I'll eat it sometime. I know that has zero value. I know it is. It's just I can't throw it away because I spent my own money. I had no money at the time.
But that's how you justify the hoarding.
I see what you're saying, but
it is a version. There's lots of different reasons. Like hoarders do think they're going to use this thing, but they can't get rid of it because it costs money at one point, or they used to use it, or whatever the hell. All their reasoning is irrational, and that's hoarding. It's like if you're keeping something for an irrational reason. Now, who cares if it's just a couple boxes underneath your desk? But when
it's more than a couple boxes.
When it's a hallway,
are we talking about your desk?
Filling your house.
Don't throw stones.
Mine's a laziness thing. You could take everything from my desk, clean it out, the whole thing, and I will not care.
I've done that before.
Yeah, I'll show up in the clean desk. I won't be like, "Where's my stuff?"
Maybe he'll keep it clean this time.
Yeah, and that's just lazy. I don't want to keep anything. I hate everything. I mean, even my desk.
I'll toss it all in the trash right now.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Have a desk
toss everything. I don't care
and
about
then you're
any
gonna be mad when you can't find a piece of paper that you wrote some kind of notes
you know what?
on.
He will, because you know how many times he's walked in there and said, "Where are those Paisley painting papers? Printed them aisle 5 times."
Yeah, that's just bad at life, unorganized laziness.
I got a voicemail for you, buddy.
Which is part of it.
You're gonna like this one. You're gonna like this voicemail a lot. I've been saving this one. This one's for Sam.
Hey, Tom, damn. Hey, Tom, Dan, Sam. You guys were just talking about Dan Newland, pictures of him lifting weights, and I swear to God, I just passed a Dodge Charger camo wrapped with Dan Newland's name on the other side. Sorry. Who's driving that? Like,
he is, you moron.
Is it someone that, like,
Dan Newland drives that.
For Dan, is it like a company vehicle?
Yes.
Like, who's driving that?
He is.
Okay,
It's his vehicle, sir. How dare you?
Is it his?
If I want to have muscles and drive around in a camo wrap car, that's my American right as a patriot to do that. God, people are so judgy these days.
I do like that character, the Kenny Powers type character.
Yeah.
There's something so pleasing about it. So like obviously why Kenny Powers is so popular, and everything Danny McBride does is so popular because he plays that character so well.
The laughable arrogance he has is just so good.
It's although to really do it is amazing that someone doesn't realize what this is perceived or how people perceive this.
Yeah, but there are people that perceive it as awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't think about
only
those people.
Hold on, okay.
They're out there. They're out there, dude.
I've never seen them though.
Yeah, you have. We worked for them.
Yeah, no, but it's all the people themselves. Like they think what they're doing is awesome, but I'm saying nobody else around them I've ever seen
that type of person would also think that Dan Newland's camo car is awesome.
Correct.
Just like Seth would think that camo car is awesome. Yes.
Correct. Seth does think that he'll look at that and be like, "Look,
that's badass."
I don't know, but it's badass. Like,
I believe
Seth 100% would think that's cool.
I believe
the type of people that do it to their cars would think it's cool.
I don't think they do though. That's the
think
weird
they do.
thing. I think that if you really drill down Seth, and we off the air, we're like, come on, and we showed him the camo car with his name on it, and they'd be like, "Do you think this is awesome?" Like, I don't think
he would.
I don't know.
We can do the test.
I
I'll
think
print out a picture of the car.
Can do this.
Yeah, in a couple weeks.
I think they would be like, "What I do is awesome, not that." You know what I'm saying? Like they will think that their flaming gorilla skull is awesome, but not the camo. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they think the other guy's thing is awesome.
Someone made a good point in the chat. If you go to Dan Newland's Facebook, look at his comments.
Yeah, they love it.
People love him.
Yeah,
and they
love
think
him.
everything he does is badass, including emptying champagne into his own eyeballs.
Oh, yeah. He also provides this city with more free pitbull concerts than anyone.
And Florida.
He has provided us with more free pop hip hop than any person that I know of.
Are the comments real though? Because
Yeah,
you
they
realize
are.
there's like marketing companies that would just fill
No, you can
full
go
of
look
fake
at the
on-
profiles.
Yeah.
They're real.
Are they the ones that got the check?
Yeah,
Because I would
maybe.
think
Some
it's
of them
all-
might be.
You know what?
Oh, yeah,
if I had $275, I'd drop by to leave a good comment.
Well,
Yeah, copy this.
you give me 6 figures, I'll leave comments on your
Here's
how awesome you
here's
are.
the only thing I'll say. I watch those commercials because I am the only one on this program that still watches commercials. And he has the bluest eyes.
He
My
does.
God.
I'll give him that.
It's like looking into the ocean. My God.
So, but okay, let's talk.
I get lost.
The Kenny Powers character.
Yes.
Well, follow me here. So everybody likes that character.
Let's make it a quick follow.
and thinks it's awesome. No. But does anybody, if you actually drilled down on them about, do you think Kenny Powers is actually cool, or do you think do you like him because he thinks he's cool and super confident and has the leopard jet skis? Because that's what
That's not a fair question, though, because that's already a goof character. If it was a real person and not a TV show, people would think that person is awesome. You underestimate dodos in the world.
What is it? But is it fueled by only dodos?
Mostly.
And do they?
I'm really trying to figure this out. That's why I'm quiet. I honestly believe
Because it's
that
awesome to
Sam-
me
I
in a
think
different way.
Normally, normally I follow you to hell, buddy. But on this one, I think I'm going to go with Sam. I'm going to follow you to hell, Sam.
It's the people that
I think we're
rush
underestimating.
the Capitol.
Yeah,
They think the Kenny Powers person is awesome.
I think we're underestimating how many people still think. I mean, there's not a lot of them, but there are some people that think that guy's real.
Who?
Kenny Powers.
Oh, they think he's a real
A
person.
real person.
Well,
yeah,
okay,
there's
well,
like that's less than 1%. But I'm saying if you start there, and then from there you start to get a little smarter, but still dumb, Sam's probably going to win this one. A lot of dodos.
Yeah, I just it weird to me that it's like this is because it's awesome the fact that they do it, but not.
Technically,
It is.
legitimately
Like,
vetted awesome. Yes.
Like Seth's blood car is. We laugh at it. It's ridiculous.
We do.
Yeah.
But there are a
But
lot
there
of people that think it looks really cool.
There are also elements of cool, right? The car is cool. The interior is cool.
Yeah, the actual. Yeah.
The wrap is not cool.
No, it's ridiculous.
For us.
Yeah.
Are we yucking on his yum?
Who cares? That's what.
But I'm
he
just
did.
saying, there are a ton of people, like, so if we don't think it's cool, like, on the flip side of that, there are probably just as many people, if he just posted a picture of his car in middle America of him dressed like a ninja next to it posing, you would see a ton of people that would say, hell yeah, that looks awesome, or go get him, ninja, or
Yeah,
Chuck Norris, hell yeah.
I guess there's still people that think
Yes.
Steven Seagal is
Yes,
cool.
there
Yes.
are. Yeah.
But now, back at
Yeah,
the Under
I know.
Siege day, but now fat Steven Seagal, you think is cool?
Also, even though we don't really talk about the normal things that media talks about, we're still in the media. Like, you're still mired in it. We're still mired in this. We're always talking about what's breaking. And we know that Steven Seagal is, like, in the Ukraine right now. People hate him, and he's, like, a weirdo. We know all of that. There are certain people that don't know that. And if you put just a picture of Steven Seagal on the internet, they'll be like, hell yeah, I love him. Right? Because they're frozen in time.
All right.
Yeah.
This
All
is a
right.
great conversation, but unfortunately you have to go.
We'll bring it
Bye-bye.
back up later. Bye.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time. Now, what's happening with Gary Busey? I just saw that some news article.
I
on
have
my
the
Facebook.
same rules for special needs humans as I do with Gary Busey.
Uh-huh.
Comb his hair before he does anything. It's not fair to put these people on the news not looking all put together.
He was in some sort of motorcycle show, right?
No, he's in
What
a
was that?
motorcycle accident.
Correct.
No. But I mean, some reality show where he rode around with a group of motorcycle guys, like in a club, and they went from like some destination.
I didn't know
journey,
this.
right? I've seen this on either social media or something. Like there was some reality show. Because I see the motorcycle guys are arguing, and then Gary Busey's there, and he looks like he's confused. And I don't know how long ago they filmed that, but that was the last thing I seen Gary Busey in.
I remember he played, his claim to fame was he played Buddy Holly, right?
I thought his claim to fame was Under Siege.
No, I think his claim to fame.
So I think you're
was when
thinking of Busey gets busted. The motorcycle thing you're talking about. It says the crew hits the road with their 2 new celebrity guest writers, Brian Bosworth and Gary Busey.
No, this was a reality show. That's
Yeah,
not what
this is a reality show.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah, I didn't even know he had a reality show. I knew that he was just a troubled actor with mental problems since
American MC. Sorry, that's the name of the show.
he had a pretty debilitating motorcycle accident where I believe he hit a guardrail and he hurt himself real bad, and he's never been the same since, right?
That's what they say. Yeah. And although I do question, and it's hard to tell with brain injury because like they did a documentary. I was his name McConkey, or is that what?
Yeah,
the
you're
guy
talking
that
about the
died?
snowboarder.
The snowboarder that hit his head real hard.
Yeah.
And went through.
He's a different person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you see
That's a great documentary, by the way.
but you see what a traumatic brain injury, like in his situation, would be. Where the guy almost died, and then he had to go through rehabilitation and learn how to walk and talk again, and then like he had a different personality after. Right? It didn't cause him to act erratically or anything. It's just like he was a different person.
Yeah.
He was like, I think he was more shy or more outgoing
reserved.
after. I can't remember what happened, but us friends were like, "Oh yeah, he's definitely a different person than he was. His personality's different, like it's something like that." Where Busey, it feels like yes, that could be the case, but it also could be the case of him. He was kind of eccentric before, and him getting older and crazier,
Makes you more eccentric. So you're saying that if I had a...
So I don't know. There's a lot of they blame
I
it
don't know,
on
man.
Antonio
A severe
Brown.
brain injury is really going to change who you are.
Is it possible for me to fall out of this chair and hit my head and then go to the doctor and they're like, you got a concussion, and then I frame it for the rest of my life as a brain injury, and then I start acting kooky and just blame it on my brain injury? Is that kind of what you're saying?
Well, the internet was doing that to Antonio Brown, where all his
CTE.
behavior, they were trying to pin it on CTE. It was
Yeah.
like, this is after the hit.
No,
It's like,
I don't think
this
so.
guy personality. He was like this the whole time.
Yeah, I think he's just a crazy person.
And also, I think to actually have like a personality change, like the guy, that snowboarder he almost died. Like he was in a medically induced coma. Like he had pressure in his brain. They had to do like a surgery to release, and then like he had to relearn how to walk. And like it was severe.
Yeah.
And I think something that severe will change who you are.
This one was pretty bad. Sam just put what happened to him. I'll read it. In 1988, the actor, then 44, had just picked up his Harley Davidson from the shop when he tried to maneuver around a bus and accidentally turned too hard, started skidding, and hit his back brake, causing him to fly over the windshield and land directly on his helmetless head.
Was he in like a medically induced coma? Did he have like brain swelling?
I think he'd have brain surgery, dude.
Yeah, I think-
this was
I
a
think he had the
severe
whole-
brain injury.
Yeah, I think he had the whole gambit of brain things.
And then he was like a different person after.
Well, I think he was like himself, but just even more eccentric.
Okay, yeah. So what did he do?
Well,
He
he's
had his pants off?
groping. No, that's
Well,
the funny
that too,
part.
but,
that's recent. That's like yesterday. The day before yesterday, he'd gotten in trouble, or like he wasn't arrested. He went to trial.
It
Right?
occurred during a photo shoot on August 13th at the Monster Mania convention, where Busey allegedly groped 2 victims' buttocks before putting his face near a 3rd victim's breast, asking where she got them.
Not
and
at
subsequently tried to undo her bra.
No, not at Monster Mania. Any place but Monster Mania. Don't do it there, buddy. What are you
Was it
doing?
some sort of bike fest? Or
No.
something?
It's a horror movie.
It's
Oh.
like those, like all those things that all the nerds like.
Okay.
A con.
Okay,
Yeah, it's like a
mo-
horror
Yeah,
con.
you can come meet
Horror movie convention.
Robert Englund. Boy, they dragged that mother effer back out there one more time. You know what?
That's all he got.
He's actually Freddy now. He's so old that he's actually Freddy. In fact, he's so old he looks worse than real Freddy.
So he groped some people at some sort of autograph signing.
And then he
Right, where
put
they
his-
take photos with the fans.
He's put his face near the boobs. He said,
grabbing on butts.
Where she get them?"
And then that, like, it was his trial, right? Was he guilty or was
I
it
don't think
a
he's
lawsuit?
gone to trial yet.
No,
this literally
no.
just happened
It-
okay.
This was
10
just
days ago.
This was just the arrest. I
Okay.
guess.
And then
Yeah, he was arrested and faces 4 charges. He has denied all wrongdoing.
And then I saw him in the park with his pants off. What was that?
Yeah, see that? I just saw this morning.
I didn't mean to barf
So
loud.
paparazzi captured Gary Busey pulling his pants down at a public park in California on Saturday, a day after he was charged with sex crimes.
Because that's what you do. You're sad, so you go to the park and you get some air.
He was seen in black sweatpants by his knees as he looked around with a giant smile on his face.
Is anybody like a caretaker? Like, why isn't someone
Well, the person filming him was the caretaker. They're like, go sit on that bench and pull your pants off. I'm going to take some footage of. I don't know. That's a great question. He should have a handler.
It says that when he was, I guess he was on the UK version of Celebrity Big Brother in 2014, and he also got into a big fight with several housemates on that show for also pulling down his pants.
That's what you wanted to do.
I guess he pulls his pants down quite often.
You are Orlando's Gary Busey. I just need to get you bigger teeth. But you've always had this thing where you said you were just slowly start pulling your pants down around people.
No. So there's no reason for it. He's just sitting in the park with his pants off.
Did he have underpants on? Or was it an exposed bottom?
No.
In the Celebrity Big Brother, he did not, because it says ballroom dancer Jordan James then confronted Busey because he did not have any underwear on at the time, to which the Buddy Holly star replied, I know.
I could make an argument that it's no different than a baby boy or girl pulling his pants down at a party. Everybody be like, what's a baby? Because this guy's, he's dumb, right?
I mean, we all know.
Yeah,
again, why does this man not have a conservator?
He's been brain injured to the point of babydom. So now he's a brain injury baby. So he
explains, quote, when my knee pops out on the lateral side, I sit down and restrap the knee.
And I got to pull my pants down to put... Yeah, he's right. You can't pull the pants up.
You can go to a bathroom, sir.
No. It's much easier out there. You know, I need some space.
Sir, he's just adjusting his knee brace.
Yeah, my dad used to do that. My dad at Disney World would pull his pants all the way down, adjust his knee brace, and pull his pants all the way up.
If he has boxers on, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Well, they framed it.
It looks like his bare ass is on
It does look like his bare ass.
Okay,
but he is not. They're framing it
by
as if he's
himself,
standing there with an erection. This is right. They framed it as if, oh, look, Buddy Holly's sitting on a park bench with an erection waiting for your children. That's not what happened.
Yeah. It's just like old man pulls his pants to adjust his knee brace.
Because he's an oblivious dum-dum.
Yeah.
I don't think. They said that he wasn't adjusting any knees, but... Lock him up.
What?
Hey, I don't care. Not my grandpa, so whatever. Lock him up.
I care when men are going around groping women.
Well, he's not anywhere near us. He's in California. You're safe. You're safe here.
Yeah, but what about other women? I care about other women being groped.
Also,
California women.
Not to be a victim blamer
Case by
here,
case.
but follow me. Like, if you see Busey, I mean, you steer clear. What I'm saying, like, he's standing there. Yeah. You just,
what's he doing?
Get away from him.
Busey, sit on a park bench. Don't go near him. He might pull his pants down.
I'm not saying it's the women's fault, but they knew.
Can I get an autograph? All right, you're getting a little too close to the Busey. You know
crazy
the rules.
brain injury, old man. He could do whatever. Yeah, I mean, who knows what he could do?
No, we don't know what he's capable of.
I don't think he has anything to lose. Right.
He has nothing to lose and nothing to gain.
Yeah. That's an old man you don't want to be around.
That's the scariest old man to be around, is literally the old man that has nothing on nothing.
It's, man, like, if you're a celebrity of that stature, which may not even exist in 50 years from now, because we're
turning our backs on celebrities quite quickly, Will Smith.
Well, we just
and then bringing ones that we turned our back on back into favor, Johnny Depp.
I'm just saying we diluted celebrity so much now that
it doesn't matter.
There are people that we don't know who they are, that have more followers than Busey. People even know Busey's name. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, these celebrities that we watched in movies, we just follow them until they die, right?
Well,
and then we report on their death. But
Gary
you
Busey.
can't. Well, I guess there's plenty of them. You could go and not do crazy things, but if you happen to be either have some sort of bipolar or brain injury or whatever, like you just are doing crazy things, the world will put up pictures of it. That's all. At all times. They won't say, like, leave him alone.
At this point, isn't Gary Busey more famous for doing these type of crazy things than he is for Buddy Holly and any of the acting he did?
Yeah.
Those things don't matter anymore. I mean, ask any millennial, anybody in their 30s, you have a 50-50 shot of whether or not a person in their 30s even knows who Gary Busey is.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like my wife, she's like 30, late 30s. If I ask
It'd been
who's that,
relevant,
I mean,
yeah.
if she wasn't in the media, do you think Andrea would know? I don't think she'd know.
Yeah, she would know Gary
She'd know the
Busey.
name
She's
Gary
in,
Busey.
I'm
yeah.
saying if she didn't work in the media, I don't think a lot of people would.
I
They'd
think
be like, that's related to Mike Busey, right? A lot of people would say that.
under 30, I don't think they know.
No.
But your wife, she'd know because she's still, I mean, she watched Under Siege.
You know, every
growing
time
up.
I bring up
Wasn't
an
Point
example
Break?
for you guys to agree with me and tell my wife how effing stupid she is, you never do. And I'd appreciate it if you guys would be on my team a little bit instead of being on her team.
Well, I just think that she'd know Gary Busey.
Yeah.
you
That's just
know.
bad
She's not
prov.
that young.
This
She's
is
not-
bad
yeah, she
prov.
isn't that young.
This is bad prov. You're supposed to help me belittle her.
Yeah. I understand. What do you guys want to do next?
I don't know
No,
about
I
you,
just
but
brought up Gary Busey.
I want to pull my pants down. That's what I want to do. I got voicemails ready to go, buddy.
Oh, the Island Boys. So,
Okay.
Good segue.
speaking of celebrity
And crazy.
and then like just ridiculous things that people follow for no reason.
By the way, Island Boys, we're now on their third iteration of a haircut. The third haircut's the best one.
I imagine that most people have the same feeling that I do when it comes to these people.
I feel sorry for the Island Boys.
What do you mean by
though.
these people?
I like the
Island
Boys.
Boys.
I want to start a kitchen remodeling business called Kitchen Island Boys. Come on, dude.
Or anybody that has this level of like social media fame where they have a bunch of followers but they're famous for nothing, just like they're kind of a social media sideshow where people are just laughing at them. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're just laughing at
I feel sorry for her. I don't laugh at them anymore. People are mean as hell to the Island Boys.
I don't feel they made a lot of money. I don't feel they're fine.
I'd like to know what they really made. Like if
It's Cameo.
as they're standing, I want to know what are you worth?
Well, what they're worth and what they've made
Kodiak,
is two different.
There's Kodiak Yellow and what's the other one named? Blue Sky.
They're
Something.
ridiculous, no talent, dum-dums, right?
Okay.
But
That's your opinion.
But I believe. Well, it is my opinion, but it's
Hard joking.
it's shared with. Has to be 99% of other people that follow them.
What do you think they think of themselves truly? If you could dial them down and get an honest, truthful answer, do you think they'd say, "Yeah, we lucked out, and we're just normal dudes"? And
No, I think they're too dumb. They're too dumb to even.
dumber than Gary Busey. Who's dumber, Gary Busey
He's got
or
an excuse
Island Boys?
because he had a severe brain injury. I just think, are dum-dums.
What if your
I think the
parents
Island
did
Boys are
drugs?
dumber.
If your parents
I'll
did
give you a
drugs,
pass on that.
If your parents did drugs and then they made
And it's
you,
not their fault.
then you have a disability, right?
Yeah.
Who would win in a trivia match? Island Boys as one person versus Gary Busey and Handler.
Is it just generic trivia?
Yeah, just regular
that's a
trivial,
wash.
trivial pursuit. Regular trivial
All
pursuit.
categories?
All categories.
Neither
all
one of them.
categories.
God,
Both of them will get every single question wrong.
And you have to do each one equally. You can't just lean on sports like some of my friends do to get the orange puzzle piece.
I'd give the edge to Busey.
I would too.
Just because he's been around longer and maybe is
more general
absorbed-
life knowledge.
Has to be because like the Island Boys,
We don't know anything about them. I don't know if they have a hobby. Like I don't know if one of the Island Boys, like as he was growing up, my dad used to give me a bunch of books on the military, so I really know a lot about World War I and World War II. Don't know.
No.
Or my mom owned a health food store, so I know a lot about holistic medicine and you know what I mean? Like there's a possibility that they absorbed something from before they just popped on our screens.
What I'm obsessed with now because it's very fleeting.
You don't like their new haircuts? They're great, dude.
I don't care.
Well, they got in trouble with the Army.
And no one cares.
The Island Boys did?
Yeah.
How'd they get in trouble with the Army?
Somebody hired them through Cameo to do a like an Army recruiter video.
Oh, that'll get a lot of juggalos in the Army.
And they like reposted it a bunch of places, but they didn't get any permission to do that. So they got in a lot of trouble apparently.
How can you get in trouble if somebody asks you to do a recruiter video? I mean, the
The
guy
U.S.
that asked
Army
you-
does not want the Island Boys representing them.
Yeah, I know, but the guy that asked the Island Boys to do it should get in trouble, not the Island Boys. They're just doing a Cameo request. Leave them alone.
Now when I'm watching it, all their videos consist of them defending themselves about how much money they make.
In
or
their
like,
kitchen. They're always in their kitchen.
But they always start with them sleeping in some, like, it's the cameraman goes up to them and then they have a blanket, but they're sleeping not in a bed, just on the floor randomly in whatever.
Yeah, that's to set the scene of being poor.
Airbnb they're renting, or like they always, they're renting some sort of obvious mansion that's not their house or whatever, and they're like, look, and then so the cameraman goes up to them and then pretends like to wake them up, but it's just them in full clothes with a tiny blanket as if they're sleeping like outside on the patio or
it's
like
a setup.
But I'm like, why did they?
It's the setup.
But why did they even set it up like that? Because you're not sleeping. Why can't they just come up to you?
It's a metaphor. It's an
For
artistic
what?
metaphor
For what,
for
though?
being on the streets where they came from. It's an artistic metaphor of them never forgetting where they came from.
But
I'm just trying to help them out. I'm trying to help them out.
Anyway, and they're just defending themselves about
all the haters.
They troll or just people like saying you're poor. This is not your house. And then them saying this is my house. Now they're making all their money through Cameo at this point, and because
what's Cameo worth? You think?
It's got to be a good business model because
pretty big company now, right?
Everybody that's involved, every video you pay a portion to Cameo, right? So they're making microtransactions off of tens of thousands of celebrities,
and they're letting the celebrities do the work for them.
Yeah, I mean,
it's great.
It's like
it's
PayPal.
Super smart.
Any company that has that many clients and just getting 30 cents a transaction, hundreds of thousands of dollars a week or whatever the hell they're just pulling in for just having the software because they don't have to do much. It's like some customer support and software. Anyway, the Island Boy, like I'm watching them and I would buy a Cameo from them for Daniel for his birthday. And fully knowing that these people are ridiculous, but it's just for the joke.
Well,
and everybody's doing that.
We've purchased a couple Cameos. We bought Tayson Day, the Chocolate Rain guy, and we bought Chum Lee from Pawn Stars.
How long will that last, though? Because that's all their money they're bringing in. So,
it's already done.
It's not done. They're still. Because I know how they're still doing it because I still do it to make you laugh for your birthday. Island Boys Cameo.
Well, it's funnier as time goes on. If you get it for me 10 years from now and it's still a thing, I would laugh my ass off because it'd be 10 years from now.
And I'm curious to what they're even capable of making through Cameo because it's got to be a good amount.
It's not.
I don't think so.
I don't think it is.
Because I think their Cameo is like $100 or whatever.
$160.
$160.
That's a lot of dough.
I don't see a lot of videos on here though that people have bought.
Yeah, they usually put up the examples of ones they've done.
And they have maybe 5,
so you can kind of see what you're purchasing.
Well, it's got to be that because other than that, what else is there?
I thought it would be like the DJ circuit.
But they've been laughed
appearances.
Yeah.
I think they stopped doing that because they got laughed out of the club. People were like booing them, and so
I don't think they're making any money anymore.
I mean,
if they do, it's so little, it's a nothing because they're gonna spend it.
I think it's more than I think they are making $1,000 a day off Cameo.
I don't know.
It's
I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, if you're just playing the numbers game,
it's 9 Cameo requests. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I think there's more than 9 people in the world at one time requesting a Cameo video because I do it for Daniel's birthday again because it's so stupid.
But you didn't do it for my birthday.
Waste of money.
No, but I'm saying, what if all other 9 are just as invested as you? They want to do it, but they just can't. When they get to if it were like $40, you'd have done it.
Yeah,
guaranteed. If it were like each island boy gets a $20 bill, $40, you'd have done it. You'd probably done a couple of them. You probably done one for the show, and
it's so ridiculous. I should just not follow them on TikTok, but they just come on my algorithm. I don't even follow them.
I don't follow
They
them.
just
They
come
have a
on my algorithm.
total of 725 reviews.
All right, so maybe
that's not a lot for how long they've been on Cameo.
But it's more than I thought.
Because the money ain't coming through TikTok because we know that.
I want to read some of these reviews now.
That it's not,
Are there any bad ones?
Oh, yeah.
It's not easy to
1
monetize.
star, waste of money. They clearly did one take, read off the page, and didn't bother to correct any mistakes. I wrote, quote, "This is for my husband," and they sang to him, "This is for your husband."
Wait, that's even better.
Many other mistakes. They're
better.
dum-dums.
This lady is a dum-dum that she isn't smart enough to understand that the Island Boys gave her true, authentic Island Boy dum-dum. Like, they read it say hello, Maisie. And she's like, hello, Maisie. Like, they did it like the old joke.
If you get Bumgardner to give you Kevin from The Office, he's giving you Kevin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Another 1 star. I provided what needed to be said, but it was taken like a script to a teleprompter. Super disappointed.
Oh, what do you want? You want Wayne Brady out there doing improv?
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
not that. They're
In fact,
unreasonable. You know what? I review your reviews. We should start reviewing Cameo reviews and giving our own reviews of your review. Because that's unfair.
Here's one. Didn't say the things I said to say.
I like that.
yeah.
$160.
I like that.
Again, what'd you expect, though?
You're getting the Island Boys. They're giving you, in fact, the ones that give 1 star are the only ones that got true, authentic Island Boys.
Can't really understand what they are saying. Really rushed. Sad face.
Again, another satisfied customer. They gave you authentic Island Boy Cameo, and you're spitting in their faces. What are their names? Kodiak
Red, and what was the other one?
I like that it's
Fly Soldier.
I like that it's Kodiak, not Kodak. It's Kodiak Red.
Like a bear.
Yeah, and Fly Soldier.
It's so dumb that you can't stop watching it. You're just like, what is this?
I love it. I admit to people I love. I know
it's
everybody.
the epitome of the internet.
And it's fun for people to say, I hate this, I hate this. Oh, I hate those guys. But I'm telling you right now, if they come on anywhere I'm at, it's like a nude person walks into the room. I have to watch them.
It's authentically stupid.
Yes.
That's why we love watching
That's
it
why I
because
like
it's
it.
so ridiculous.
Because they're not dumb. They're really dumb. They're like authentically dumb people.
But also it goes back to what is a social media celebrity and how much do people even care. And I think it's just no one cares about these people at all. But also they like watching it for 8-second swipes.
I like 8 seconds of Island Boys every day.
Like, you would never listen to a podcast of them interviewing some celebrity.
I just want to go like, and then I was like,
8-second swipe, and then that's it. And that is so fleeting now, and it matters so little.
Is it a
it's weird to me.
microtransaction?
It's weird.
Let me ask you something.
So weird.
Maybe we figured it out. Hold on. Hold your thought. Is it a microtransaction within our brains? Follow me with this. I look at Island Boys. You're saying no one can take more than like a solid 8 seconds of them. That's all you need, right? I take in a little Island Boys. Instantly, my brain does a microtransaction of your life is still better than theirs. And then I can go on with my day, injecting a little bit of positivity into me, knowing that I'm better than those dum-dums. Is it that?
It could be. Yeah, there's a lot of, that's what tabloids do, right? That's
Right.
What we want to see celebrities bringing down,
Yes.
brought down a notch. Although
Punching up.
You should be mad that these people have at one time made more money in 1 week than you have.
Yeah, but
in,
look what they have to
6
do, and
months
look
or
what they
whatever.
look like. They look like aliens, and they got crazy hair,
Yeah,
and
but-
they're, it's not fun, and one's getting beat up by his girlfriend.
Well, that's because they're dodos and they live a irresponsible, bad at life. But you can.
They're not
their
relaxing
jobs,
in hot tubs. They're not chilling on cruise ships. They're not.
Their jobs are easier than a teacher. You know what I'm saying? And they.
I don't think so, because I think there's an element of the hustle that they have to do, that they don't know where their next gig is. They don't know where they're going. They
too dumb to care, and they're too overconfident.
Well, then they're a cockroach. They can thrive in any scenario.
I think they are so dumb that they believe that some crazy opportunity. It's like winning the lottery. They're like, I just, don't worry, I'll be fine. Like, this luck will, something good will happen to me, even though this is not sustainable long term. Like, I'll. Someone will come with a bag of money. You believe fantasy, like ridiculous
Right. I'll
things.
be discovered.
Someone, is going to come.
All the cliches.
Yeah. And that's what, and you truly believe it. It gives you hope. So you're never scared that this is all going to be gone in 2 or 3 years and the internet just moves on to something different.
Is there a competitor to Cameo yet?
I think they're the only,
There's got to be somebody trying to get something.
I'm sure there's in Cameo, can't you just anybody upload themselves now?
I don't think it's anybody. We've been denied twice.
Yeah, but that
There's
was maybe
Greetsley, Starsona.
What is that?
Starsona. That's what we need to get on. We need to get on one of Cameo's competitors.
I don't think they're as popular though.
Yeah, they're not.
They probably don't have the.
It's like being on like Truth Social or something.
But I mean,
it's like not that good.
It's weird too because we could easily just do Cameo ourselves because the only people that would ever buy videos of us like giving saying happy birthday or whatever as our own listeners,
Sure.
right? Like random people that don't know us are never going to buy us. Like,
why would you want that?
So you could do it and market to your own listeners, but for some reason, psychologically, if we're not going through Cameo, I think people are less likely to do it. Because I bet you if we got on Cameo and then announced it, more people would buy the Cameo video than if we
Because
just
it's Cameo brand.
Then if we just said, "Hey, donate $20 and we'll send you a video, happy
We've
birthday
tried
video."
doing that
I know,
before.
no one does it.
Yeah.
And so it's weird that you need to partner with the brand to psychologically get people to buy.
Cameo's
this
not
particular
where it's
product.
at. I'm telling you where it's at. We got to get on those courses. We got to start teaching podcasting. Oh my God, there's so many suckers out there that would just like, oh my God, we just teach it.
I've thought about
sign up for the course.
We can legitimately do this.
Too much time.
If you
It's a gold mine.
If you structured it right and actually offered a good value.
Yeah.
The only problem though, it's so subjective to your own situation.
Have you always wanted to do a podcast?
It's nearly impossible to give relevant information.
It doesn't need to be. You're missing the point. It's
No,
not
I know, it's all
about
about the money,
relevance,
I
and it's
know.
not about them even succeeding. It's about selling the course,
and
we can sell the course.
I want to actually offer a value.
Well, you let me know. You let me know when you want to flush this whole thing, including your integrity, down the toilet.
But you could
I'm
do
ready
it,
to do it.
You could do it without flushing your integrity because the information that we have is valuable. But I'm concerned about the people that are buying it because
they're not going to succeed. If that's what you're asking.
Because I want someone that has already a following, a local podcast, because then we could say like, here's some things that we did, and it would be valuable to them and worth a lot of money.
They'll
to them.
never be successful. I don't think so. I'm giving you my honest answer.
I know you are. I know, but that's why. Because the information we're given we could give is super valuable to the right people, but those people aren't buying it. People
Correct.
that don't need to buy it are buying it, or
you have to be okay.
And then it's like you're wasting your money.
The reason we've never done it, I'm making a lot of jokes here, but the reason we've never done that is because you and I would never sit right. It wouldn't ever sit right with us knowing that we've got multitudes of people signing up for our course, and we know in the back of our minds that you're wasting your time. Why are you doing this?
Yeah, but I don't know. There's a way to do it. There is a way. Because we could offer the value to people, and I almost feel like it's disrespectful to say like, "Oh, you'll never do it."
But then later, if they do it, you can see I've lit a fire behind your ass. That's what all the great coaches, the great head coaches of different teams, college professors and people, they always say you'll never amount to anything. And then when the person does, you say that was my plan all along, right?
Yes. And now it's, oh my God. So, I mean, we made the joke years ago, but now it's to the point where you hear someone has a podcast or something like Anne Heche. Like the whole thing where like she just recorded her podcast or her podcast part or whatever. It's like her celebrities
podcast is burning hot right now.
But more celebrities have
why
would you?
I don't know.
More celebrities have podcasts than don't at this point. It's like it's not even a story, or like it's like too much audio garbage on the internet.
That is true. Do you want to do a couple of voicemail messages while we're making room for time here? Let's try this one right here.
Hey guys, how's it going? Normally I would not allow someone to belittle the name of Steve Irwin and talk ill of maybe the greatest wildlife handler of our generation.
How dare you, Marty Stouffer.
God, those socks were really gay, weren't they? I was going back and watching some of the videos on YouTube and gay.
That's not nice to say, sir. My God. Steve Irwin did wear Hooters socks. It's a fact.
Have you seen his son? Looks exactly like him. Talks exactly like him.
I'm sure he made some very attractive children, and Robert is awesome. He's charismatic, just like his dad, and everybody loves him. And Bendy is the same way too. They're awesome. Like he couldn't have asked for two. Like I don't know him personally, but you look at them and you're like, wow, what great representations of your dad who Everyone loved your dad.
Well, at least
they know that.
They went through, like, they're doing the same thing he is, or at least the son. I don't know what.
God, what if they don't want to, though, but they feel pressure to do it?
I think Robert is more involved in it than Bendy is. I think she has stepped back a little bit because she has a family and kids, and I think Robert's more.
Well, she was the oldest, right?
Yeah.
'Cause she was doing it when she was a kid on the show.
Yeah, she's the oldest, and I think that Robert is following in his dad's footsteps.
Yeah, but he leaned in and doing the same
Yeah.
character. Although it's kind of, you'll never, reach the same status your dad did.
Well, it was a perfect storm. Perfect time, nothing like it.
There's no other things, like...
he was a modern-day Jack Hanna, or my generation's Jack Hanna.
I'm sure there are thousands of people on social media and all platforms doing some sort of animal thing, right?
Yeah.
Like they're catching animals.
Yeah, like Concrete Mike is one of the best animal shows on Instagram.
Is there even an animal show like that is even close, that is still running on, like,
somebody in the chat room
Animal Planet?
mentioned
I'm sure, but I don't watch any of that stuff, I don't know.
Somebody in the chat room
Somebody
mentioned
does.
Wild Kratts. It's okay. The Amazing Dr. Poole, that guy, he's a veterinarian. It's a little different.
But I think it's more frowned upon, the whole jumping and catching the animal, and then like they watch him from afar.
Look at him! Look at your.
What about like when people go noodling? What was that thing called?
That's when you
show?
That's when you
dumb
River
rednecks.
Monsters.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
That's a dumb redneck sticking their hands in a hole, and letting
People love
a
that.
fish bite them.
Like, look, big fish.
Yeah, but it's not educational anyway. They're not like, oh, this is. They're just like, oh, fish bit me.
Fish. I have
What's he doing? Oh, crikey, it's cute.
Oh no, he's telling
better
you
with an
about.
accent.
Yeah,
it's better with an accent.
He's also telling you about the animal.
Ask that
and trying
redneck
to
about that catfish.
give
I'm
you-
gonna eat this
He
thing.
has no idea.
I'm gonna eat it. I get a Bass Pro Shop hat on.
He also believes in magic and thinks that he
Oh,
doesn't know how the biology of the catfish works.
Yeah, he's like literally peeling the catfish off his arm and saying, "There's been another Q dump." You want to do another one?
Yeah.
Let's try this one.
All right. It's Hilton Head BDM, guys. How are you today? I'm listening to Friday Free Show. You guys are talking about, you're making jokes about, being too old, fat dads, you're out of shape, and then you're fighting and out of breath. And I've been making fun of Tom a lot lately, and it's time to make fun of myself. I grew up in Miami. I was like a fighting kind of kid, right? And tough guy. I don't go around looking for stuff, but kind of like Daniel, I want to police the world. I don't know. Anyway,
I don't want to police the world.
So I just recently, this happened a couple weeks ago. Just recently, I like a dumb old man get into an argument with a man and verbally fighting, and it turns into a physical thing.
Okay, I gotta pause the voicemail. How does that even happen, dude? You're an older dude. Like, if you are 40, you
People
should
still throw
not
down.
be getting into physical fights with other humans. You just shouldn't do it.
He didn't back down. It just escalated to that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm afraid
Of
to
escalation.
even start
Yeah, I know.
the argument, because I won't. It'd be hard for me to, once the
Tom
guy's
Petty won't back down.
screaming in my
I
face.
have never told you you're wrong when you say this, by the way.
That I'm like, well, now we're going to now fight because and then I'm huffing and puffing, rolling the floor. Anyway,
he continues.
And of course, I feel like I'm 18, 25, maybe even 30 still, right? But I'm almost 40 years old. And
say your age.
The guy throws a punch, he misses. I throw a punch, I miss. And I fell, I tripped, and then he jumps on top of me. Now we're two dumb old fat men rolling around on the ground, out of breath, just like Tom explained it. And it's one, I'm telling you guys because it's, it's a BDM thing, and two, I'm just embarrassed because
should be, yeah.
It's not who I am really right anymore. Like I said, I just it's been years and years.
You're slow. You can't throw a punch. You're so slow. Whoa! And then the momentum of your fat carries you through. Then you do that thing where you spin like you're playing with a golf club, and you miss the tee, and you wing, and you fall down. Oh God!
it's every And there's a lot of them. Every fight I see on the internet, especially in the stands of a sporting event.
Those are the worst ones.
Or, like,
They're scary, too, because somebody's going to get killed.
Road rage fights or whatever. I've never seen one where I thought that guy's cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're always yelling at each other. People are holding them back. Other people are throwing beers at them.
Yeah.
You know, and then eventually they got their shirt ripped off or their neck hole.
There's usually one. You have a white shirt with a little bit of blood on it.
They're huffing and puffing. The cops come. You get trespassed.
And then you get kicked out of the game.
Raymond James Stadium.
And you spent like $200 a ticket. $200 a ticket.
And then you're all over the internet, which I assume your buddies are just clowning you.
And you might lose your job depending on what dumb company you work for.
Or just you get made fun of, and it's like all for what? Like what? Because you couldn't
control your temper.
Yeah. It's like it just seems ridiculous that it got to this point,
need to do that.
and it didn't help you at all, and you're not walking away from it thinking that you should have done that. You could only have regret, right? Are you?
Yeah.
Unless you're super dodo and you just won't, you were like, well, I'll never dishonor my way people perceive me or whatever it is. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'll
Like,
never let anyone disrespect the dentist. There are people like that.
But it's like,
Who are you
talking about?
I know
some stranger
you're saying is
at a Bucks game.
Yeah, what you're saying is exactly right. And I grew up with people that treated their last name and them being
It's the legacy, baby.
And I swear to God, I grew up with people that like their name, like if somebody said something disrespectful to them, they would have to throw down because like it's like medieval times. Like you disrespected the house dentist, and now I have to defend my honor. It's like, oh my God, you're a moron. You're really dumb.
How much honor do you have?
Barely any.
You steal cable for Christ's
sake. They're writing you disability checks, and you know you're not disabled.
I know you're stealing. There's no honor in
There's
that.
nothing wrong with your back. You're just lazy.
You're addicted to Oxycontin. There's no honor in you.
Anyway.
You want one more?
Yeah,
we got time for one more. All right, here we go.
Hey guys, Hilton Head
it's him.
BDM.
No, we can't do two Hilton Heads back to back. I apologize. Here we go.
Hey guys, this is Chuck in Austin, recently returned BDM, and this is Daniel.
Recently returned.
Dan, I hadn't listened for a while, and I'm really sorry to hear about the passing of your mom.
Oh my God, like 3 years ago.
I think it'd be a great idea to maybe put together a collection of some of your mom's funniest phone calls. And I always thought that she was a great lady. And,
oh, man, thank you.
A lot of laughs. So I think it'd be great. Have a good day. Bye.
You too. What a sweet voicemail, like way after the fact, but sweet nonetheless. Thank you, sir.
We kind of did this.
We did do that.
And not only in the best of we did from last, or what would it be?
Was it, right before the pandemic? Right?
No, it was
or was it at the end of the year?
During the pandemic. It was the end of 2021, right?
I think so.
Oh, you're talking about when she passed away?
When we did the best of. And then put Daniel's mom's calls in there.
It's
I
in
think
there.
That's correct.
Yeah, there is a best of in there.
I've done so many best ofs at this point. I don't know which ones were which.
And then our best ofs have best ofs now.
Yeah.
At the end of the year, we do an award show where it's kind of I blatantly stole this idea from Adam Carolla, by the way. But the award show idea has been going on forever.
Well, this year it's at Dr. Phillips, right? The Pew Theater. Get your tickets now.
And so we do it at the end of every year now. We've done two of them. Did we start that in 2020? Now I can't even remember.
I think we did start it in 2020.
Because we had the extra time that year. Because
it was harder to do in 21, I remember. As things started to get back, I'm like scrambling to get the awards out.
So there's been two of them, and I know that they're in December if you go back and look. Although for Friday Free shows, they only go back 100 on our app. So, but that'll be 2 years. So I think both of them will still be on there.
It should be on there, sir. So, yeah, we've done something sort of like that. One more, and then we will get out of here.
Tom, Dan, Sam, BDM Mike here. Castleberry B-Dubs across the street from Tom's house also has the no gun sign on the door. It gets rough over by Tom's place.
That's what
BDM for life.
I'm
Love you
talking
guys.
about.
Where?
My Buffalo Wild Wings does not have that sign, but Tom's Buffalo Wild Wings, which I'm gonna pay you a compliment. I prefer your Buffalo Wild Wings to mine. I do. I'm a patron of the Castleberry B-Dubs, and they have a sign on the door that reminds you to lock your gun in your car before you come in, so you don't shoot up the place when Aaron Rodgers throws an interception. Right? That's what it's for.
So did they have just a do not bring your concealed carry in
As
here?
you're walking in, you'll see the sign that says, B-Dubs, and then the hours, and then below it,
and it's only in the Castleberry
and it's like genitals.
It's got to be in other. It's got to. Well, is there one in Deltona? No, right?
Oh, the one in Deltona.
There's one in Daytona.
The one in Deltona, they ask you to bring your guns inside, but yours, they ask you not to bring your guns inside.
Hold on, so, like the only. Where's another Buffalo Wild Wings?
The one mine is up here. I have to go to the UCF one, and it's just too many. I
guess a UCF one.
Too many bros, and there's less guns.
Yeah,
right.
Well, less college kids.
Yeah,
carry.
Yours is more. I like my B-Dubs when I go in there. I like it to have hardworking men in there. Some concrete mics, some cable guy bills. I like some Go Gators, some jean shorts. Some. I like stuff like that. Some hard hats.
Yeah.
My Buffalo Wild Wings is all just like dudes in, UCF tank tops and, Abercrombie stuff.
Although, follow me here, I feel like the serious concealed carry guys.
I'm leaving. You'll never know I have it. You'll never know
I
have
have
it.
The guys that would forget they are always carrying and then they see the sign.
Trust me, Tom, I never forget because I'm always on guard to protect everyone around me.
I feel like that no guns allowed, please, isn't going to stop, because they would be like, well, they're not going to frisk me when I come in here, so I'm just going to go eat my wings and leave. I'm not going to bother carrying my gun back to my truck and then putting it under my seat. I'm just going to go about my business, right?
Yeah.
The sign is not going to do anything. Those guys are not going to be like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm going to go pull my... it's also concealed in some sort of holster that conforms to their hip. I've seen the videos.
Well, no, I wear mine on the outside, and then I tie the holster around my leg like a cowboy.
Well, it's got to be concealed.
It is concealed. I pull my long, tall tee.
No.
I wear
a leg holster above your jeans.
Well, first I wear a tall tee. First I wear men's LuLaRoe jeggings, like they're jean leggings.
Okay.
I tuck them in my Ugg boots. Then I put my holster on, my belt, and then a holster, bandolier, and then I have my bullets in my belt.
Okay.
Then I tie the bottom of my holster right above my knee.
Okay.
And then I put on a long Looney Tunes tall tee.
Okay. And then it conceals.
I pull it down, and then you can't really see.
All right.
And because I've lost a ton of weight now,
yeah.
I just kind of look like, very 90s, very chic.
That's legal. That's
It's
fine.
totally
You're fine.
legal. Now, if you come to my table and I'm enjoying, some of my my wings, and you say, sir, as we saw you walking and we think you have a gun on you, I will take it outside. I will.
Okay.
I'm not unreasonable.
Is your Looney Tunes tall tee have
Taz and Bugs on the back.
Okay.
And they're looking at their beepers, and their beepers say 1, 2, 3. And
187.
And systematically, no, that's not what it's 1, 2, 3. The Flea World one said 187 on it because they're anti-cops.
But
this one said 1, 2, 3, and it was Lola Bunny, which is Bugs' and then also the Tasmanian Girl, which is really just the Tasmanian Devil with a bow.
And chunga earrings. All right, bye-bye.